child trafficking.
Why has Adam not ruined sex trafficking of minors? He's ruining everything but sex trafficking of children. How about that, Adam?
Oh, fuck.
Perfect.
Good. We did it. What's up, everybody? Oh, man.
Yeah,
Thanks
come
for having
closer.
me.
Thanks for coming on.
Of course.
Have you seen her yet? No,
No,
this is the
I
first
haven't.
time, right?
I haven't. Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Wow.
You look tan.
I've been
We've
picking
been picketing a lot, huh?
Yeah, I've been out every day. I try to use sunscreen every day. Yeah. My girl. Oh, my God. She's
Thank you.
Yeah.
She used to be a bit of a menace, but she's fine now.
puppies, you know.
Oh, yeah. All right.
How's it going, everybody?
Well, first, before we get into anything else, Prime Energy apparently has been banned in Canada.
Is that Prime's energy drink? I'm not up to speed.
Prime Energy, you don't know what Prime is?
I know what like Amazon Prime?
No.
Oh,
I love that. No, Prime
Sorry.
Energy is Logan Paul and KSI's energy beverage.
Generally, when Logan Paul comes up, I stop paying attention to whatever it is. But okay, but I now believe that he has an energy drink. It was recalled by Health Canada.
I wouldn't lead you astray. Wait, is that your chapstick? What is that?
That's
Smells
chapstick,
really
yeah.
good. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's Burt's Bees. You like Burt's Bees?
I don't really use chapstick, but it smelled like strawberry vape or something.
I would say it's strawberry. Yeah.
Yeah. Prime is the energy drink that has taken the children by storm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's popping. People are going crazy over it.
Are they really? It's a hit.
Oh, it's a major hit, yeah. And kids love it. They go crazy over it. They're like, Mommy, please give me Prime Energy. There's like one mom who actually did this thing. Hold on one second.
Surpassed the legal limit of caffeine per can.
But it doesn't make sense.
This is like Four Loko for 2023?
No, it's big. It's Nanny State, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Nanny State.
Okay.
Have
you had it?
Yeah, it's not great. Oh, here, you want to see?
How I keep my gamer son hydrated. So my son's so fussy and doesn't like the taste of plain water. How I keep my gamer son hydrated. So my son's so fussy and doesn't like the taste of plain water. We found another solution. Water cooler and Prime. Prime's really hard to come by in Australia, so with the help of the retail correction, we've got a huge supply, and he is loving it.
This is bait.
With the school holidays, he doesn't even have
This is to make
out of
a
his
news site
room
mad,
to
and
get
they
a
successfully
drink.
made them
School-
mad.
What do you mean? He's loving it. He's loving the fucking Prime. Prime Bev.
There's
Dude.
so many things that are designed to make you angry about that clip. The subservient behavior of the mom towards her gamer son.
Yeah.
The filling up of the water bottle.
No, she's an anarchist parent.
It's such a perfect piece of online content designed to create the exact reaction that it did. I love it.
Yeah, well, I think the Australian government literally saw this and was like, we're not doing it. Fucking hell. No
To Prime.
No Prime.
No Prime Energy.
No Prime Energy in Australia. Yeah.
Love it.
This is the same kid. Gamer themed bath time for a fussy child. Oh, they're like,
Yeah,
okay,
this
mom is just like weaponizing his child's.
I think I've seen this.
Is it piss? What's happening?
Wait, that's full. What is it full of? Gamer fuel? Prime. It's full of Prime. Okay. I really want to see the laptop dunk in the Prime. I want to see
Minecraft.
that thing
He's
plop
playing
out.
Minecraft.
I love when I'm sitting in a bathtub full of Prime to look at my Fortnite hat.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good as a gamer to look at a hat.
He puts the hat on to play Minecraft. Anyway, so Adam, you're here because something is happening.
Something is happening, man.
Something big is happening.
Yeah.
Sun Valley's Billionaire Summer Camp.
Oh,
That's right.
yeah. I'm so excited about it.
More than 40 CEOs, investors, and industry leaders have arrived at Sun Valley, Idaho on July 11th
Yeah.
We got invited as well because we are also famous billionaires.
Yeah.
We just didn't want to do it.
Was busy here with a bunch of union work. You know?
Yeah.
Couldn't make it out. I wanted to hang out with Tim.
Yeah.
And
Tim Apple, my favorite.
Tim Apple. I always feel like Tim Apple, I don't know why. I always feel like he's smarter than those other guys, and he should be embarrassed to hang out with them. When I see him at those things, I'm like, come on, man. Like, you're... Like,
I don't know.
I don't know why.
Is he part of those other guys?
I mean, it's proof he's not.
Have you seen his fucking VR kit, dude?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, maybe he's not smart.
He tricked himself just like the rest of them, you know?
Yeah.
Part of it's because he's gay. I sort of assumed on some level he was like a little more chill. And,
no.
You know.
Absolutely not.
No, not at all.
Michael Kavanaugh, president of Comcast, is there looking hot. Steven Schwartz, president and CEO of Hearst.
Oh, Hearst shouldn't get to hang a fucking legacy publishing company.
Yeah.
Get out of there. You're hardly could call you a billionaire.
Bob Iger, damn, you just said L. Yeah, he said L, Steven. You're not even allowed. Literally didn't know he was gay until this exact moment. You didn't know Tim Apple was gay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Famously. I mean, you know.
Bob Iger, CEO of Disney, and film producer Brian Grazer.
Okay.
And his wife Veronica Smiley. Who's Brian Grazer?
He's a film producer. I don't know that much. I'm not like the big film producer knower. I think I've heard his name in connection with him being a piece of shit.
Casey Wasserman, who's the chair of the Wasserman Media Group.
Okay. That's Los Angeles.
That's my goat.
Oh my God.
My goat is there.
Zaslav's fashion is so aggressive all the time.
He's rocking the tuxedo, the Canadian tux.
He's wearing a Canadian tux with the sleeves rolled up, collar popped, sunglasses hanging down, unbuttoned. Like some of the shit he was wearing at like the Flash premiere, where he was wearing like a double-breasted pinstripe over jeans with like his cuffs were too long. The man dresses like shit for a billionaire.
I mean, like, he had the iconic. Wait, no, I looked at the wrong thing. Oops, I looked at Brian Grazer. I don't know why I wrote that.
I think it was the Flash premiere.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, this is.
He was
awful.
Counting. You know what he was doing that outfit? He was counting all of the of the incredible tax deductible the incredible tax moves that he made with the.
You have to throw this up. Like this is such an offense. There we go. Okay.
Why is his arm so long?
To wear the sleeves are so long. That's so embarrassing. Get a tailor, man. It's really basic. And then second of all, to wear pinstripes over a white pants, fine. White shirt, fine. Black pinstripes or dark navy pinstripes, my God. The lack of taste of these people, you know, and the pocket square, it's awful. And then he's wearing like light brown like sneaker chukka shoes or something.
Oh yeah, you can kind of see it here.
I know this is the least of all the things that he's done.
Yo, those are Marnie, okay? Those are Marnie specifically made with the most harmed chinchillas. Like these are chinchillas that aren't even normal chinchillas. These are like ones that they like slur at. They like curse at those chinchillas before they execute the chinchillas.
I'm sure everything is very expensive. It looks like shit. He's wearing fucking chinos.
I'm kidding. I don't think those are Marnies, but
I don't even
Marnie
know
does have a.
What are Marnies?
Marnie slivers here.
Oh.
Like that.
Oh. Okay.
They run you a cool $450 on sale at farfetch.com. Not an ad, by the way. They are also remarkably not comfortable to wear.
Yeah, a calf hair slipper. I don't think so.
No, but it's like impossible to move it. It's like wood.
Like the texture of it. Yeah, it would have to be on a shoe.
These are literally wood, and then the outside of it is like sabbat fur, I guess. I don't know what that means.
Sabbat fur.
What is a sabbat? Sabbat calf hair?
It's like some weird animal that they raise just for the purpose of being able to turn into shoes. Revolting.
Yeah, they're just straight up clogs. I guess.
I mean that one with the made of like hemp or whatever is not as bad, but like, oy. Yeah, I'm sorry to take you on a fashion detour, but like the Like, it really makes me extra mad when I see these guys who have so much money
and they're not
getting off
down.
a private jet. Yeah, and they look like fucking dorks.
Yeah.
Like, why should we be taking any advice from any of them when we all spend so much time trying to look nice? And they have all the money. They could have all the stylists in the world. They could be like, take this to a fucking tailor. Once a week, they could have their shit measured. It's so easy to do. And they just refuse to do the basic things that a person should do in order to look good.
Sabot is a type of shoe. It's where we got sabotage from. Dutchies used to throw their shoes into industrial equipment to sabotage it. What the fuck? That's actually cool. Or did you just make that up?
That is. I mean, that's a lot of times etymology like that is fake, but that sounds pretty good actually. Sabot.
Wooden shoes. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Sabots. The gun-related sense appeared in the mid-1800s with the invention of a wooden gizmo that kept gun shells from shifting the gun barrel.
That might be like the word sabot has some meaning specifically in
yeah, there were
guns,
peasants. It was a heavy work shoe worn by peasants, especially in France and the Low Countries. Wow. There are two kinds of sabots. One is shaped and hollow from a single piece of wood called klompen by the Dutch. And then the other one's a heavy leather shoe with a wooden sole, sabot.
Well, so why don't we call it klompentage? That's a much better word, klompentage.
Yeah. No, I
what
think
if the
I
Beastie
like
Boys song was like, listen, all y'all, it's a klompentage.
Okay, I definitely like sabotage more, I think. I'm glad that they didn't do that.
I like klompentage.
Okay, klompen are just clogs. Okay, all right. Well, anyway, so dripless ass Zaslav was there, and also at the Flash premiere.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Bobby Kotick.
Look at this guy.
So Bobby
he wishes he dressed like Zaslav.
Okay, Bobby Kotick literally looks like the fat kid in Willy Wonka. You know what I mean? He just looks like the fat kid in Willy Wonka who grew up to be an adult. It just, I don't know what happened. They hit him with he's still the kid, but they just hit him with the age now gun where they aged him immediately.
He's the biggest piece of shit on the planet, this guy. This guy's abused, sexually abused so many people that we know about. He was personally sued by the state of California for sexually assaulting people who worked for him. Guy's about to become a billionaire many times over.
Yeah, because Microsoft just bought Activision.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're all just like, hey, Bobby, good to see you, man.
Ken Lowe, chairman of the board, president and CEO of Scripps Network Interactive. Okay. I don't even know what that is. What's Scripps Network?
It's like a big, sort of news conglomerate. I think one of my podcasts is on Earwolf that was part of Scripps.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Maybe they have newspapers and stuff.
The Redstones.
Sherry Redstone. I just read that whole book about the Redstones. Crazy shit. Where Sumner was in a coma and being filleted by his two young wives who were trying to literally steal the entire company from his daughter Sherry. It's like Succession, except none of them are in any way likable.
So just like Succession.
Succession, they give them a little bit. They give them a little bit. You know, you're like, well, actually, I'm with Ken this time, and then he fucks you again. Yeah.
Anthony Wood, CEO of Roku, another incredibly successful CEO, billionaire.
Roku is actually impressive that they managed to retain a toehold between Apple and all these other companies.
I don't even know who. I've never met a person who's watched Roku without it being on accident because it came with the television that
That's
they bought.
Their trick is that they tricked all the TV companies into putting Roku in the TVs, which is they could have come up with it themselves, but anyway.
Neil Mohan, CEO of YouTube, the new CEO of YouTube, and his wife, Ema Serene Mohan, tech CEOs. You got Tim Cook, Sam Altman, co-founder of OpenAI. This guy's probably the talk of the town. Yeah. This is everybody wants a piece of this guy.
Yeah.
Mark Benioff, CEO of Salesforce.
Can you imagine being Sam Altman and a different billionaire comes up to you and starts being like, hey, Sam, I was really, let's get the, and you have to be like, oh my God, could I walk away from Zaslav right now? He's hustling too hard.
They all want him
right now.
They all want him hard. Mark Benioff, CEO of Salesforce. Dara Khosrowshahi, CEO of Uber. Damn, he's fucking jacked.
Yeah.
He's on that Jeff Bezos tip. Sheryl Sandberg, former COO of Meta Platforms, and her husband, Tom Bernthal. Tim Ellis, CEO of Relativity Space, with his wife, Stephanie Langhoff. What's Relativity Space?
I don't know what Relativity Space is.
I don't know who half these fucking guys are.
Yeah. VC funded hot shit that you've never heard of that does nothing.
Relativity space.
Oh, is it rocket
They make
shit?
methane fueled what?
First methane fueled rockets.
First nearly entirely 3D printed rocket. They make 3D printed rockets? What the fuck? That seems like an awful idea.
Yeah, with methane is one of the most damaging emissions you could have. It must not come out methane out of the tailpipe, right? Like these can't be emitting methane.
It's not relativity media chat. It's relativity is a space thing.
Relativity space.
Yeah. Louis Von Ahn, CEO of Duolingo.
Okay,
Hey,
great.
that guy's fine. I think
I mean, there was some crazy profile of him in the New Yorker about how like they're sucking up everybody's Duolingo data and they're trying to use it to like train AIs and shit. Like it's like seems like a happy app.
Okay, well,
you know, but
it's
not
too
the
soon.
most evil of them. But
Adrian Nussenbaum, CEO of Miracle, an e-commerce SaaS company. Eric Levkovsky, founder of Tempus and co-founder of Groupon. Oh God, is Groupon still around?
yeah, it was such hot shit in like 2011.
Yeah. What the fuck is Tempus?
Tempus.
AI enabled. Oh God, AI enabled precision medicine. What?
The most evil companies are the ones.
It's
where
an
they're using
AI
Latin.
clinical assistant. No fucking way.
Give me a break.
Oh
It's
no.
awful. Bringing the power of data and artificial intelligence to healthcare. How about we just like how about we just train a fucking nurse or two?
No. This is gonna be better. With the power of AI, we have now the ability to accelerate the discovery of novel targets, predict the effectiveness of treatments, identify potentially life-saving clinical trials, diagnose multiple diseases earlier. Yeah, I don't believe this, but anyway, that's fine. Sarah Fryer, CEO of Nextdoor.
Wow, that just racism app.
Yeah, this woman is like almost single-handedly responsible for a 10% increase in paranoia in all of your parents.
Nextdoor is the most like in the local politics shit I do. It's the most toxic place. It is
God.
like I can't even be like logged into it because it is only like NIMBY fascist assholes on that site, and they organize there. And they like say, let's go to the neighborhood council meeting and try to torpedo the homeless shelter. That's like what
she is the CEO of racism. Max Levchin, CEO of Affirm.
I feel like I was just in like Austin or Nashville or somebody, and so like Affirm logos everywhere.
What is that? He's an influencer. He's a Ukrainian-American software engineer and businessman. He co-founded the company that eventually became PayPal. Nothing good has ever come out of PayPal.
I feel like everybody claims to have co-founded PayPal.
Yeah. A fintech lending company that helps people pay for items like cameras and dresses. That's where Affirm is. That's when you want to buy your Dominoes.
Your online shopping. It's payday lending for online Gen Z.
Oh my God, it's so psychotic.
It's the worst. Like
it's so psychotic. Yeah, Affirm is the 4 easy payments. Oh, Jesus Christ.
4 easy payments, and 2 years later, your wages are getting garnished because they tricked you into buying, something on some skirt.
It's so fucked up. It is so fucked up. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Chris Britt, CEO of Chime.
Oh no, Chime.
What is it like? It's probably like Ring, but like more racist. Oh, never mind. Much of a banking system on edge. He says fintech. Another fintech.
All fintech is the worst.
Yeah. I like this one. Where does he live? Like,
Tucson.
It's like it's ominous. Where it's like, where's his home address?
Is Chime a good bank? Is Chime Safe 2023?
Is Chime a Chinese company? Is Chime legit? Yes. While not a bank, Chime offers FDIC insurance up to $250,000 on customer accounts through its partner banks. It currently services 14.5 million customers, more than any other online bank by a wide margin.
Okay.
Affirm is even worse than the others, like Afterpay, because they charge interest on the amount. The other ones are scummy, but at least they're interest free as long as the payments are made in schedule. No, that's still scummy.
It's still scummy. It's a credit
That
card.
should it should just not exist. Let's be real. Warren Buffett, chairman and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, one of the biggest villains of all. Yeah. Look at him. How come I am in a golf cart and my ribs fucking break because the golf cart flips, but Warren Buffett can like safely ride around in a goddamn golf cart? What's happening there? Huh? What's happening there? It's fucked up. Ted Weschler, I was in France recently for TwitchCon and my ribs broke.
I saw this on social somewhere. How are you feeling?
It's just fine. I'm actually feeling a lot better now. Okay. It's been like a couple days.
Did you need any treatment or was it just like take a nap and it'll heal?
The French doctor gave me a Doliprane paracetamol.
Oh.
Yeah.
Paracetamol, douleur et fièvre. I don't know French.
Mot de voix d'administration veut oraler les dissoudre complémente les comprimés dans une verre d'eau pour immédiatement après. Anyway, it was a crazy French driver. Ted Weschler, investment manager at Berkshire Hathaway. Rob Spare, CEO of Tishman Spare. What the fuck is that? I don't even know what that is. I'm skipping it. Roger Quo, investment firm, director of research at Dodge & Cox. Dodge &
Cox? Hey, he's going to be dodging a lot of cocks at this event.
Yeah. Michael Ovitz, investor and philanthropist.
Oh, my God. That's like Michael Ovitz, one of the great villains in all of Hollywood history. Number one piece of shit. Destroyed a lot of lives, a lot of careers, protected a lot of rapists. Yeah.
I love when immediately when I hear that someone is an investor and philanthropist, that like triggers red flags in my brain. Immediately, I'm like,
that means they graduated to the final evil form.
Yeah. Daniel Sondheim, chief investment officer of hedge fund D1 Capital. Oh, wonderful. Frank Sands, capital management.
Yeah, showed up looking like assholes.
Yeah, I mean, this is all like capital management guys.
Okay, now let's see the people who should. These are all the people who shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Right?
Politicians, journalists, and artists. Gina Raimondo, U.S. Commerce Secretary.
She's got better shit to be doing than this.
To be fair, it's commerce. I mean,
Commerce does so much shit. Like commerce is the least of what commerce does.
No, I know, but I'm saying
Noah and shit.
I'm saying that this is what it was designed for. This is what it was really designed for. Is what I mean.
You mean like the event was designed for them to be able to talk to the Commerce Secretary? Is that what you mean?
No, I'm saying that the entire point of her job is to do this, which is to glaze up billionaires.
Yeah, fair.
Andrew Ross Sorkin of the New York Times.
Deal book guy.
Nicholas Griffin, a journalist and author. What is this? Stacy Bendet Eisner, a fashion designer? Okay, wait, no. This is 100% like the daughter of someone. There's no fucking shot. This is like a real person. The American fashion designer. She's a creative director of Alice Plus Olivia, contemporary clothing based in New York City. She's the founder of Creatively.
I don't believe this.
Bendet is of Jewish heritage and had a bat mitzvah celebration. Father ran a textile import business and was involved in one of the country's leading lace manufacturing companies. Yeah.
She married film producer Eric Eisner, son of
That's
Michael
why.
Eisner.
Yeah, I was like wondering what the fuck was up with the last name Eisner. Former Walt Disney Company executive Michael Eisner's.
None of this shit is successful.
I'm just saying, like Christoph Brown, artist known as the Amazing Etch Man, who does sketch portraits on Etch-a-Sketch.
This is the entertainment. They brought this guy to. Hey, look at this. Look at this dumb fuck we brought in for you to laugh at.
They can't find anybody better. That's crazy.
They can't get just like Snoop Dogg. Just hire.
Oh my God, he's rocking the Etch-a-Sketch belt, dude. He's just like, you want me to whip a quick one, dude? I got you.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great skill, but he should be doing that at like an open air mall in Santa Monica, not for billionaire. I guess, you know what? This guy can get his money, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, no, good for him. Etch those guys, He's going to be bore on the floor for sure. I mean, this guy created Etch-a-Sketch? Wait, no, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
He ate the Etch-a-Sketch devil fruit. Oh my God. You know what that is a reference to? It's One Piece.
No.
Hidden pirate treasure.
I got to get through it.
No, don't worry about it.
Don't do it? Okay.
Yeah, don't do it. Anyway, so yeah, a bunch of these fucking villains got together And of course, why are we talking about that? Because what are those villains doing? Well, they're doing that. They're having the worst party of all time, the most mid party of all time, instead of negotiating with SAG-AFTRA. That's right. So I already covered it quite extensively. But as of today, the Screen Actors Guild has announced that it will go on strike, marking the start of the largest shutdown Hollywood has seen in 40 years. This is alongside the Writers Guild.
It's actually, I don't know why they said 40. It's 60 years. It's been 40 years since SAG-AFTRA has gone on strike by itself. Last time the writers and actors went on strike together was 1960. When we did, that was when residuals and our pension and health plans were invented, which was like the biggest gains we ever got as a union were in 1960. So it's a really powerful moment. And also the last time that happened, SAG and AFTRA were separate unions. So it actually has never, in a way, 3 unions are striking at once because SAG and AFTRA merged a couple of years ago. It's fucking historic. It changes everything about labor in Hollywood. It's like, I cannot overstate how big of a deal it is. Nobody thought this would happen, least of all the people at that billionaire party. Like, they never believed that this would come to pass. They knew that the Writers Guild was going to go on strike, and so they planned to, like, how are they going to try to disempower our strike? And we were going to win anyway, but nobody thought for a million years. Because SAG-AFTRA has been a company-friendly union for, like, 30 years.
Noted labor activist Ronald Reagan was president of SAG last time the writers and actors were on strike together.
Yeah. I've never heard anyone say that he was a bad SAG president. Like, I mean, that was a very important strike. Maybe someone wants to, knows the history better than me, but like, that.
Yeah, no, he was all about making gains for the workers of the world. It's crazy, which is why he's the best president we've ever had, baby.
Early Reagan had some surprises for you. He did like gun control in California, stuff like that.
Well, that was just because black people.
Yes, correct. Yeah. Oh, you know the story.
Yeah. That was because he was like, yeah, oh, fuck, black people are, they're arming themselves. Oops. Yeah. Well, amnesty.
Did you watch Fran's speech?
I did.
It was I was watching it on a bus earlier today, and I had fucking goosebumps. I never expected to be so inspired by the nanny's speech. And Fran, been a very strange president of SAG-AFTRA, she really stepped up with that speech. It was incredible. And then Duncan Crabtree Ireland, our executive director, like being really strong, answering a question in Spanish blew everyone away.
Yeah, he just popped off with that. That was cool.
Popped off with the Spanish, It's huge. And tomorrow, today was our last day on the picket line without SAG being on strike. I was down at Netflix today where you came and visited a couple months ago. Tomorrow, it's going to be a fucking madhouse. Like,
I think I'm gonna go again.
You should. I mean, I don't know if you'll be able to like even make your way around because it's okay. It's not gonna be marching. It's gonna be like so many people that there's gonna be so much press. It's gonna be insane.
I think I'll make another return. You want to come?
I'm gonna be there tomorrow. I'll be at Netflix all day tomorrow.
All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll make it happen.
Well, what can I tell you about it? What do you want?
So what's happening? Give us a update, or what are the demands? What happened in the negotiations? Right. How do they break down?
I mean, so I think I wasn't in the negotiating room for SAG. I was for the Writers Guild. I think the same thing happened to SAG as happened with the Writers Guild, where they gave a couple gains early to make it look like they were doing a big, offering a lot. And then they just shut everything down, started being, stopped making any offers, stopped countering on the things that were most important, just stonewalled, and were really insulting about it. And those of us on the outside started feeling it was going to be a strike a couple days ago because they started the AMPTP and SAG-AFTRA started like arguing in the press. Like, so basically SAG-AFTRA took an extension, a very short extension, but a couple days before the new expiration date, the companies were like, oh, we hope that the CEOs proposed that a mediator come in, but they didn't tell SAG-AFTRA this. They said it in the press before they told the negotiating committee. And so the negotiating committee lost their shit. They're like, why are we reading about this in Variety? And so they did a really good move, which is they said, we'll take the mediator. We don't give a shit. We're not extending the deadline. And since they didn't have a deal that they could use by the deadline, they called a strike. And what that means is that, the Writers Guild, we already shut down almost everything in Hollywood. Almost nothing is shooting in LA. Almost nothing is shooting in New York, with a couple of exceptions. Almost nothing is shooting in Atlanta or New Mexico. But that's all the scripted stuff that we cover. SAG-AFTRA covers a lot of shows that the Writers Guild doesn't. Most importantly, reality and game shows. So literally 2 days ago, Fox unveiled their strike-proof fall schedule. It's like America's Got Talent, like cooking shows, shit like that. America's Got Talent is a SAG-AFTRA show. So that show is now off the air. They're not going to be able to shoot America's Got Talent. So their strike-proof schedules are dead. Suddenly, these companies that were like, okay, we'll fall back on reality shows, they can't do that anymore. And again, the Writers Guild, we would have won just by ourselves because they still need the scripted content more than anything else. But this like wiped off the remaining content that they were counting on. And so right now, the CEOs, I think, are sort of going through the stages of grief, trying to like grapple with the fact that like they are truly fucked. And we think what's going to happen next is the AMPTP is going to start breaking apart, and the companies are going to start wanting to cut a deal. That's the hope, anyway. But
people are saying that the biggest holdout is Netflix.
That is like a good surmise. Like a lot of people think that, and I'm not going to argue with anybody who thinks that. Netflix, Ted Sarandos has publicly said that he thinks that they could weather a strike longer than other companies. And that, to me, I'm like, good, fucking say that out loud, because then Sony and Fox are going to be like, this guy is starving us out, like we have to wait because Ted Sarandos
I think
thinks he's going to fuck us by prolonging the strike. Right?
So I think Ted Sarandos is saying that because he thinks he can just like buy every kind of IP he can from Korea and Japan and like anime and all other kinds of content.
They think they can do that, but like, look, Squid Game was a fluke. And by the way, they're starting to have labor problems in Korea as well, because the Koreans are protesting the fact that they're paid absolutely nothing for their shows. The guy who made Squid Game made like $200,000 that whole year. For making one of the biggest shows, the people are paid. What we're trying to avoid is us being turned into what's happening in Korea, where it's a part-time job and a gig, etc. But also, they cannot just make Korean shows work over here. Like if Netflix tomorrow.
Well, I don't know if that's true. I think that there's a big market for K-dramas, and it's growing.
It's growing.
They just did Exo Kitty.
It's not going to replace American content for Americans. And they've said that, publicly, that when they are talking about scripted content, people want to watch, it's so culturally specific, people mostly want to watch stuff made by their own, by folks from their own country. So they might be able to stem the bleeding a little bit by throw them some K-dramas, but that's not going to stop most people from subscribing. And we live in a world where, people subscribe to Netflix a month at a time now. They say, there's a new Stranger Things out. I'll pay for 1 month of Netflix and cancel it right away in time to watch that. And people, so they're fighting churn so much. And what drives subscribers is still American scripted movies and television more than anything else. It's not the reality shows, and it's not the K-dramas. So, look, anime is a big market, for instance, and they'll be able to still come out with a new anime. That's not going to get, all of the over 60 parents in America.
Yeah, no shot. They're not watching One Piece anytime soon.
Correct.
They should, because it's the greatest socialist work of art. But, it's just not going to happen.
Look, I've been thinking about, should I get into One Piece? Is it anime or manga should I start with?
Oh, just read the manga.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't believe I'm saying this. Because I've criticized this so much, but definitely manga. It's faster, more condensed, better.
Okay.
Okay. It's a lot better. If you're comfortable reading manga, if you have read manga, what have you read?
So I started anime and manga when in the late 90s, early 2000s, when it was so it was shit.
There's a bunch of peak there.
I read
some good stuff.
Yeah, I read a lot of Ranma 1/2 was really huge. This series. It was a comedy set, like a sex comedy.
So you were
that was really it was really popular when I was when I was into it. Evangelion had just broken really huge. That was what everybody was obsessed with.
Yeah.
A bunch of stuff like that. And then I sort of fell off a little bit in the 2010s, which I should have kept up, but
Yeah. Also an industry that has horrific labor violations.
Oh, the worst. And that's why I'm so grateful to be a part of a union. They don't have, I don't know why they don't, there are labor unions in Japan. I don't know why anime is not protected, because I don't know enough about the situation over there, but it is so crushing. And you can tell sometimes when you're watching it, you're like, this looks like, I can tell that some poor guy was like up at 2 a.m. doing this in like 30 seconds, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely.
It's a bummer.
People are saying Ranma is trans. Like, it's like pro-trans.
Ranma was like, it was a martial arts comedy, and the main character changed gender when he was splashed with water. And it was like it was like, you know, PG-13 rated. It was like, you know, boobs and like funny sex situations.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, if someone wants to say that that's a trans work, I'm not going to argue, you know.
There's a lot of, there's a pro-trans sentiment expressed in One Piece as well.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's besides the point. All right, so, yeah, I think that's why, like I said, that's, I think, why Netflix thinks they can, like, you know, weather the storm.
Yeah.
They have, like, their own IP, plus, like, they have a lot of, it seems, successful, well-performing foreign works.
Yeah, but they're like, their Super Bowl, right, is Stranger Things. Like, that is when they go into the black every year, you know? They're wasting money on so much other stuff, but like Stranger Things, they get this huge bump. They're not getting any new Stranger Things. The Duffer Brothers are not writing anything. They're not producing anything. And also now nothing can be shot. And so, and there's some other big stuff that I'm sure they're waiting for as well. But, you know, that's what matters the most to them. I mean, if you look at what these guys say on their earning calls, you know, what David Zaslav says on his earning call is, we've got 10 years of Harry Potter lined up. We've got 10 years of the other properties lined up. Well, not right now. You fucking don't.
Yeah. Unless they just like exclusively hire. I mean, what are they going to do? Are they going to hire Australian and British actors only? But like a lot of them are also in.
They're in SAG.
A lot of them are also in SAG.
Yeah. I mean, good fucking luck. You know, if you want to try to like. The labor force in Hollywood, and I don't just mean LA, I mean LA, New York, and everywhere else that people work in the entertainment industry. It's an extremely like highly trained, selected labor force that is able to produce a really high level of content. You can't just bring in new people or you get bad product. And the executives, Zaslav might not know that, Sarandos might not know that, but all the people below that know that.
You're also not going to take a shot with unknown talent. There's a reason why people work with like the same talent pool of actors at the top.
Yeah.
Because those names draw in crowds in and of itself. They have a lot of experience, but they also have a big audience that they bring in.
Correct.
So like working with relatively unknown talent like scabs who are also not even a part of SAG, it's just no one is going to take a shot in the dark at that.
And like if you're just bringing in random people, the work's going to be bad, and you're not going to be able to get good work out of them. And because it takes a lot of time and energy to understand how to produce good work for this specific industry. It's not something that people can just walk in and do, even if like talent is important, but more important than talent is like experience and practice and being able to deliver what someone wants on the first take, you know? And I know from working with writers and working with actors, it's a hard thing to find even when you're working with union people. I need just the right thing. If you can't work with any union person and you're like, oh, I'm just going to like hire some, you know, Korean guy to do it, to give me a script I want, you're going to get the script and be like, this
is not culturally, it's not going to culturally like be appealing to the American audience or the Western audience. Anthony Mackie says the actor strike will be a shit show, but expects the studios to make a fair deal. They're gonna have to, unless they get a bunch of fucking YouTubers to make Avengers 5. Okay, first of all, I don't know why he's shitting on YouTubers and Twitch streamers. Okay, listen. If the studios call me up to be Thor, I'm there. I'm fucking scabbing, dude. I don't even know. I'll be like, Chris Hemsworth, who? What?
I'm gonna please. I will have to report you. I do have an official union function.
It's first. I can't listen. I can't be living just off the top of the hour ad breaks that I serve at the top of the hour, which you can avoid for $5 or for free. Here's a 3-minute ad break now, for those of you who are unsubscribed. That is. Here it is. Yeah, I did read for Black Adam. Now I'm about to be.
Did you really?
Yeah. I don't know why they just like it was like a minor, silly.
Yeah.
Typical, like, it was like an Arabic guy. I don't know why they made me read for it.
Did you go in or did you do a self-tape?
No, it was a self-tape. Yeah. This was like COVID, too.
Yeah. Do you know the deal with self-tapes? Have you heard the whole self-tape spiel?
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that. Speaking of self-tapes, let's talk about that.
So I'm not someone who has to do self-tapes because I'm a comedian and I don't like audition in that way usually, but like I'm friends with a lot of working actors. These are folks who are just trying to make a middle-class living as an actor, you know. Used to be when you did auditions, you would like drive to Burbank or whatever. You had to pay for gas. It was annoying, you know. So now they have people self-tape now that everyone has cameras in their house. But what they ask of you has gotten more and more intense. So they'll be like, we want you to read for this role. You need to memorize 10 pages. It needs to be behind this sort of background. We want it in front of a brick wall. No, we want it in front of a white sheet. You need to be wearing the costume. You need to have another actor acting opposite you doing all the other lines. It needs to be shot like this. It needs to look good. It needs to have good sound. And then we need it by 5 p.m. on Friday.
And then they didn't even fucking
watch it.
Well, they didn't even let me get another audition to be Black Adam. Fucked up. Well, it wasn't.
You were
even
like, let me do the Black Adam part.
Yeah.
So like then it goes into a date. You upload it, right?
I did all of those things.
Yeah. So here's what happened after you uploaded it. It goes into a database that a casting.
You're ruining this for me. I'm just letting you. Adam ruins everything.
So when they asked you to do that, they asked literally 100 people to do it, right?
Yeah.
And they have this giant database now, and then they show 5 to 10 to the director, and they say this is my favorite, right? And so nobody other than maybe a casting assistant is watching all the tapes. They're only watching the first 30 seconds, right? Because for some reason these companies have decided before we cast the roles, we need 100 clips. They just decided this, right? But they pushed all those costs of the audition onto the actors. The actors are now buying the cameras, doing the work, having to pay someone to read with them.
Yeah.
And so actors are now paying hundreds or thousands of dollars a month just to audition for roles that they don't get to make tapes that nobody watches. And it's a really good example of how the companies have pushed all of the risk and a lot of the expense onto the actors and onto the so for writers, what they make us do is do like endless pitch drafts for free. You know, they say we pitch something, they're like, could we just see a little write up? Could we just see a couple pages? That kind of thing. And it's those practices that we're fighting against. It's a really common thing that capitalism will do, where it'll say like, try to push a cost onto the worker. A really good example of this is Uber, right? Used to be a taxi cab driver would drive a company car. Now you have to bring your own car, pay for your own gas, and most importantly, assume the legal liability of driving it.
It's called disruptive tech. That's what it's called.
Yeah, you're right.
Disruptive is a substitution, obviously, for cost cutting for the capital owners, and also regulation cutting. Thank you, Hasan's Amex Centurion card. Well, I don't even know what that means for the 69 gifted subs. Thank you. Teachers buy their own school materials. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, all labor is slowly unwinding. Labor restrictions are unwinding so that you basically are like an Indonesian sulfur farmer.
Yeah.
It's happening in like the imperial core.
Yeah. And then when you look at these guys showing up at the billionaire retreat, all showing up in their private jets, like that's what they're doing with the money that they saved, that they pushed the expense onto you. So they didn't have to pay a casting director to sit in a room and hire a camera and hire an actor to act opposite everybody. That was an expense they saved. Then they're doing that to everybody else who works on all the shows and movies as well. What do they do with the money? They take it to Sun Valley, Idaho. The fact that did you watch the clip of Iger at Sun Valley today?
I did not.
You should pull it up. It would be good.
Yeah. I did actually.
Where he said our asks are just not. Yeah.
This is the one, right? Yeah. Hold on.
The worst time in the world to add to that disruption.
Walt Disney Company's CEO Bob Iger is calling the WGA strike and the imminent SAG-AFTRA strike very disturbing, saying they will have a very damaging effect on the whole business. During an interview on CNBC Thursday morning, Iger said that the industry was able to negotiate what he called a very good deal with the Directors Guild that reflects their contributions to the business, and that they'd like to do the same with the writers and actors.
There's a level of expectation that they have that is just not realistic, and they are adding to a set of challenges that this business is already facing.
He added that while he respects their right and their desire to be compensated fairly, they, quote, have to be realistic about the business environment and what this business can deliver. He also said this of the looming SAG-AFTRA strike.
There's huge collateral damage in the industry to people who are, who are support services. I could go on and on.
The interview.
I love when they pin other aspects of the production at one another like other parts of production don't fucking know that you're a piece of shit.
Like, don't go on actors. If you go on strike, you might hurt the PAs. Well, you're hurting the PAs. You're the ones who are not paying them enough to have any safety nets.
And
you know?
also,
like, this is so fucking insulting.
And also, once again, and this is something that fucking frustrates me to no degree. This is the media side of things that I'm very endlessly frustrated by. They always make it seem like strikes can only end when the labor side capitulates.
Correct.
And it's like, well, this is a two-sided bargain. It's supposed to be a bargain. That's the whole point. You're not fucking bargaining. Yeah. You can end the strike.
Yeah.
The union has, and I talked about this earlier, the union has, as a single like union leader, you have less power to end that strike than this motherfucker does.
Absolutely.
He single-handedly could end at least Disney's side of the bargain, because that's how power is inside of a capitalist corporation versus inside of a union. The union leader, which is democratically elected, can only negotiate and bring a contract that still needs to be ratified by the labor union rank and file. So, like, it's more up to him than anybody else to end this fucking thing. And he's like, oh, the hurt is going to keep... It's going to be long-lasting.
And that's what happened. That is why SAG-AFTRA is on strike. Like, SAG-AFTRA, again, historically not a union that ever goes on strike, but their members are hopping mad. And they started, when we went on strike, when I'm a member of both unions, but when the Writers Guild went on strike, SAG-AFTRA members started showing up to our picket lines. Like, literally, you'd go to any picket line, and half of the people on it would be actors. And they all started telling their leadership, we are ready to go on strike. We are ready to go on strike. And so if I was a SAG-AFTRA negotiating committee member, I'm in that room, I'm like, I need to bring back an amazing deal, or else I'm not going to be able to get it ratified, and I'm going to be tossed out of my ear by my own members. And so their hands are tied. They need a good deal. And if the company doesn't offer one, there's nothing they can do. And it's really literal that the companies refuse to negotiate, because the way the negotiations work are, you make a proposal, and then they respond and with like a much worse proposal, and then you go in. It's literally like a fucking RPG where you're like haggling with a guy in a shop, and he's like 100 gold, and you're like 10, and he's like 90, and you go back and forth. You literally do that. And for the Writers Guild and for SAG-AFTRA, for the most important issues, they refused to say anything about them. They were just like, reject. We do not discuss. And that's not negotiating. So, I mean, it's not like we can just like drop the proposal. It's something the members need. So they forced our hand, another acting. But then what they do is they act like it was just our choice. And they're like, we're so disappointed that the actors decided to do this horrible thing to their fellow workers. Yeah. The great thing is the other workers in Hollywood are way too smart for that bullshit.
Yeah, because they also, like IATSE recently had, not that long ago, their contract renegotiations. They,
Yeah, and they have another one in a year. And they're going to have to level a strike threat too. And by the way, when you were, we talked about this when you joined us on the picket line. We shut down the Marvel show, right? Like, all we do is throw up the picket line. The only reason the show's shut down is because the IATSE members and the Teamsters decide to respect our picket line. Yeah. So they are the ones saying, I will take the sacrifice on for you. If they go through and they say, you know what, man, I'm sorry, I got kids to feed. I got to have a day's work. I got to cross the picket line. I'm like, I honestly don't harbor ill will towards that person, But when when they are choosing to honor our picket line, then I'm not harming that person. We are working together. That's solidarity, And that's what almost everybody in town is doing.
I was speculating what I think is what they want to do basically with AI, especially paired up with VFX, which is like an aspect of the commodity production that is like, one, international.
Yeah.
And two, not really usually unionized.
Non-union VFX.
It's non-union. What I believe they want to do is basically upload like famous actors.
100%.
And then just have CGI take it the rest of the way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was information today. We haven't seen totally all the proposals yet. They're about to publish it. But that one of the loopholes that the companies wanted was they wanted the right to use any dead actor in AI. And that's absolutely what they want to do, is make like
insane
Humphrey Bogart, fight Ant-Man or whatever, and do it all with VFX. Absolutely, that's what they want to do. Yeah. They are. And the reason they want to do it is they see it as an opportunity to break the unions. They're like, hold on a second. What if we can do it without writers and actors? Then we don't need to deal with these pesky unions anymore. First of all, they can't do it without writers and actors. We're too important to the process. Second of all, we're not going to let them do it. We're going to put in place protections in our contract.
Yeah, I love the idea of like you look at all of the massive blockbusters just failing left and right. All of these like big movies, and oftentimes they're not actually a product of like passion. Yeah. But instead a studio decision where they put writers to work, where they put actors to work. Obviously, no one's going to say no to that, contract. Yeah. They're just trying to make a living. But all of these flops, they look at that and they go, what would be even better if we just made it somehow worse? Artificial intelligence writing, and artificial intelligence, superimposed
all they
faces.
want is the product to be cheaper. That's all that guys like Zaslav and Sarandos know how to do, is make the product cheaper. They don't know how to make it better because they're business people. They're not creative people. But this is why I'm so excited to see Mission Impossible tomorrow, and why I love Tom Cruise for making the movies the way he does, because he makes his movies. It's him
with Scientology,
fucking
with the power.
Apart from the Scientology,
he
uses Scientology, which I respect, and L. Ron Hubbard's methods work wonderfully.
Yes,
but he, the way they promote this movie is like, guys, it's me, Tom Cruise. I'm on a moving train. We figured out how to shoot on a train. No one's ever done it before. No one will ever do it again. This is real movie making. I'm here, a human being. I'm doing this for you because I love making movies. And to me, I'm like, fucking sign me up. That's what I want to see. And I think that's what people still want to see. I think that's why that movie is going to be a big hit, because you can fucking tell that he's doing it, and then it's not, it's not some
insane.
VFX creation.
I mean, I do respect it.
Yeah. And we need people out there doing that.
And Scientology as well. I respect both.
And then he goes and drives his car that was washed by a bunch of unpaid Scientology slaves, and
Yeah, I mean, that's just par for the course. How else are you going to do practical effects and stunts at the age of like 67?
He's just sucking the life force out of Shelly Miscavige, He's just with a straw.
I don't know how he's doing it. It's what is it? The tenons? No, what are they called?
The Dianetics?
Yeah, they're doing something. They're doing something over there. He's 61. Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
That's insane to do what he's doing at 61. It's incredible. And there's no one else doing. I mean, you can look at Keanu and go like, Keanu's like halfway to Tom Cruise in terms of his stunt.
But he only does like John Woo style kung fu sequences. He doesn't just like, which are also really difficult in and of itself, but like he doesn't like hold on to an airplane as it's flying.
But he works so hard. You can tell that he's like, I fucking care about this, and I'm going to get this choreography right. Yeah. I'm going to make this awesome. And like, just like I could watch him do his shoot the guy, grab his gun, fleece him, reload it, toss the thing at the guy. Just like that little thing that he created. I could watch him do that for hours on end because he's physically doing it. It's just like beautiful to watch someone good at what they do the thing that they do. And that's fundamentally what people like in movies. They love the writing, they love the acting because it is actually good. And, these companies want to kill that. And they want us to just watch slop. And there's a role for slop. I like watching slop sometimes too, but like, we don't want that to be the entire entertainment.
I mean, I'm a slop procurer, so as a Twitch streamer.
This is true. I mean, this is essentially, this is what it is. But you're bringing your own special set of skills,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm fighting against news media is different.
Yeah,
but
look, I mean, I'm a fucking YouTuber now. So
but I would be very sad if this was all there. It was like if all content and all media was just like YouTube and Twitch. That would be devastating. Because you know what I do when I end this fucking stream? I sit in my living room and I turn on Hulu, I turn on Netflix, I turn on HBO, and I watch actually well-produced forms of art. Yeah. I'm watching The Bear right now.
And so do the people who are watching your show, this stream. Yeah. Like, what are people doing while they're watching the stream? This is low energy entertainment. They're doing their homework. They're doing their email. I'm sure there's some people who are watching it right here, but like a lot of folks are listening to a podcast. They're doing the dishes or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when they really want to zone in on something, they probably go watch The Bear as well. Because
there's
different
nothing,
types
there's
of
nothing
media
better
for
than just
experiences.
Like going to a movie theater and watching a fucking movie. You know what I mean? It's still...
Yes.
an incredible experience. You go with your friends, you eat some popcorn, you pay take out a mortgage and then use one of those new fintech.
Yeah.
One of those fintech things that you can get the 8 loans on for the nacho cheese.
And people still want it, and they're always going to want it. And everyone says, oh, what's going to happen when they replace you with AI? That's like so fucking ignorant. They will never be able to fully replace us with AI. They're going to try to reduce our wages and working conditions using AI. But people are always going to want to have that experience. If there's some sort of new all AI media, it'll be a different form of media akin to video games. But, we've had video games for 40, 50 years. Movies still exist. Television didn't kill movies. Movies didn't kill the radio. The radio didn't kill theater. New forms of media exist alongside old ones. People are always going to want to watch American movies and television. Wait. Somebody told me about this. Can we watch this?
Oh, this is like kind of ominous. I don't think it portrays him in a good light. People on Twitter liked it, but it's like kind of weird.
I love my popcorn. Movies, popcorn.
Like the weird buzzing in the background makes it so much scarier.
What's with his hair?
And his fucking hair is so bad. He looks
really bad. So, but here's the funny thing is that we all used to, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, people hated Tom Cruise for being a weirdo. Now they're like, he's our weirdo. This guy's such a freak. We love him. Look at him try to be a human.
Yeah, but I mean, he is not a human. But also, that's what makes him fucking Tom Cruise, and that's how he can make the movies that he can make.
And sometimes when he's on screen, and do you remember Edge of Tomorrow? You see that movie? And there's
great.
Is incredible
also,
movie.
Based off of an anime, I think.
Based off of a Japanese novel that probably was adapted to a manga and stuff too.
Yeah.
But so the last shot of the movie is he goes and sees. Is it Emily Blunt? He goes and sees Emily Blunt again for the first time, after trying to get back to her. And he smiles. The last shot of the movie is him just breaking and his smile, I think about it, I still get chills. It was the most charismatic smile I've ever seen in my life. I could watch it over and just something about that clip was
he can't always emote, but when he does, it's great.
When he does, it's incredible.
Yeah, when he hits it, he hits it. If you heard about, I'm sure you know about Top Gun, apparently the romance sequences they had to refilm because they just had no sexual chemistry between Tom Cruise and the lady. I forget what her name is.
Yeah. That lady who I was I never saw the original Top Gun, so I was was she in the original movie? Because her character was so weird. And nope, she wasn't. I liked all the scenes of Tom Cruise watching other people have fun in that movie. That was funny. It was a weird movie. But
Strike 2 Electric Boogaloo cast. Bob Iger played by Kevin Spacey. Wait, what? Adam Conover, played by Sebastian Stan.
Okay. Who's Sebastian
Strike
Stan?
2.
That guy doesn't look like me. Well, now the weird thing about
I
Ted
love that
Sarandos,
you made Ram Charan me because I think he's so hot.
The wild thing about about Sean Astin is he's actually on the SAG-AFTRA negotiating committee. He's one of the main people in SAG-AFTRA fighting, whereas Kevin Spacey is a sex, yet another sex rapist. And they really shouldn't be next to each other.
Yeah.
I mean, Sean Astin is a nice guy.
A sex rapist.
I mean, I'm just trying to express how loathsome Kevin Spacey is. He's a sex. Yeah. I was
wait, isn't he on trial again or something?
I don't know.
You should not say these things. Kevin Spacey has eyes and ears everywhere.
I am not scared of Kevin Spacey. Come at me.
I'm
Kevin.
actually scared. Kevin Spacey has more bodies than the Clintons, dude. And also is very friendly with the Clintons and also Jeffrey Epstein. I think. But yeah. Oh my Lord. While the strike continues, will actors try to get on Twitch? Probably not.
I mean,
I do have one actor friend who's trying to do live streaming right now. Mason Gooding.
Yeah, I mean, Twitch is hard, man, and
but not because of the strike.
Yeah, you do well on here, but it is not a good business for the average person. It's not something that I recommend people try to get into. And I think it's really, Twitch is from a labor perspective, horrifying. The number of 16-year-olds who are on this platform giving free labor to Twitch because they told them that maybe you could be like Hasan one day is so frightening. Not that you're doing anything wrong. I don't think you are, but I think the way that they fucking gamify it and try to convince people to do free work and give them free content because maybe they could pay you one day.
It's just not, a lot of people don't understand. They look at my situation and they think, oh man, that's actually kind of sick. But when you're trying to do it on your own, there's a tremendous amount of there's a tremendous amount of capital and like knowledge that you need to have over just like working this entire process.
Yeah.
And then also on top of that, you're just getting shit on. I don't know why any other like entertainment provider would ever use this as a medium unless they also have like a weird brain issue like I do where unless they have a weird brain issue like I do where they don't mind having giving so much access.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. I'm having to, I mean, my thing now, I'm on the way I make a living right now is on YouTube. I put my podcast on YouTube. I'm doing YouTube monologues, and it's a big transition for me for that very reason. And Jason, I'm only able to do it because I was on TV for like 5 years, and so I already have an audience. Jason
Blum posted this and then deleted it. # Sun Valley Soldiers with David Zaslaw and the other producer guy.
Jason Blum.
That's not Blumhouse, is it?
I thought that was a different Blum, but it could be. That would kind of suck. He probably deleted it because he was like, "Oh, I don't want to be in a photo with Zaslav."
He's the Blumhouse guy. He is the CEO of Blumhouse Production. I mean, he is the CEO after all.
I mean, that company does a lot of shit.
I know.
Like,
I know.
Like they're like one of the few like success stories of like they make cool shit, they make good art that's popular, that is, they make a profit. I don't know. Maybe I don't know anything about what they're like to work with, but I'm like love a bunch of stuff that came out of there.
Oh no, for sure.
So that's yeah. I mean, why can't I go to this? Like, it really seems like I should be invited.
Yeah.
I could hold a gun just as well as those guys.
I don't think you want to be around Zaslav with a gun. I'm just saying.
Dick Cheney me. He's wearing the same pants.
Yeah.
He's wearing the same white pants.
It's not, he doesn't even need to know about your takes on his fashion for him to want to maybe Dick Cheney you. Exactly.
Sun Valley Soldiers. They skeet shooting? What kind of shooting are they doing?
I think they're skeet shooting. They shoot those little plates that fly.
Yeah. From the original NES Duck Hunt. That's my frame of reference for skeet shooting.
You've been to that range? Nice. Have you seen the Freedom QAnon movie, Sound of Freedom?
No.
Dude, I can't wait to watch it. I'm very excited to watch it. It's the main guy is Jim Caviezel. You know who that is? Passion of the Christ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He was the Christ?
Yeah.
The Christ?
I think so, yes. I think he was Christ in Passion of the Christ. But he's this is the new movie that all the QAnon dads and moms are watching and they love it. Oh God, this is the 8th time we're watching the fucking theatrical theater.
How many pedophiles you got?
288.
Wow.
How many kids you found?
What did he say? How many kids you found?
How many kids you found?
How many kids you found?
How many kids you fucked?
No. Wait, is he? No, I don't think he's saying that. That would be a red band theater.
International crime network that the world has ever seen. It has already passed the illegal arms trade, and soon it's gonna pass the drug trade. Because you can sell a bag of cocaine one time to a child 5 to 10 times a day. God's children are not for sale.
Yeah, that's his bar. Like bars. God's children are not for sale.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which kids count as God's children? Just
the good ones.
Okay.
No, actually, this is all about
ones.
brown kids.
Oh, okay.
Surprisingly.
Okay. All right.
Well, actually, not so surprisingly.
Okay. Well,
Chapo,
then that's
Chapo
representation.
covered it.
Okay.
Chapo covered it from an angle that I hadn't considered, which is that like there's a major adoption network in America, like Christian adoption network that basically does like reverse child trafficking.
Yeah.
And kidnapping.
And they say that it's saving kids from child trafficking.
Yeah. No. They literally go and buy the kids.
Wow.
Which then sometimes ends up creating a marketplace for children.
Yeah.
Like, so they'll just end up inevitably creating a marketplace because people are just like nabbing kids.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, someone's going to fucking buy it.
So much of adoption is this. Much of adoption is this. Like history of like transracial Korean American adoption is like, oh my God, like it's such a morass. Horrible. So I just went down a mental rabbit hole thinking about it, and like I don't think I want to get into it right now.
Well, this movie shines a light on the dark side of child sex trafficking, which with it, like as though there's a light side, but this one shines a light on the dark side of it.
How many pedophiles you got?
288.
288 pedophiles. Oh, he's found us.
Timoteo, tú rescatas niños, ¿verdad? Puedes ayudarme a encontrar.
All right, it's like save the poor Spanish-speaking children. Yeah.
For Homeland Security, you know we can't go off rescuing Honduran kids in Colombia.
Which means she'll disappear for good. Imagine walking into a room right now, seeing an empty bed. What we do?
You quit your job, and you go and rescue those kids.
Hell yeah.
So at this moment, she could be a block down the road, or she could be at Moscow, Bangkok, LA. She's a major operator.
It's all rebel territory. No one goes in. Not the army, not the police.
Oh yeah, this is the best part. It's the FARC rebels that are, yeah, it's the FARC rebels that are actually kidnapping the children. I promise.
My God.
Yeah.
Where did this come out? It came out in theaters. It looks like. Or if I wanted to watch it now, where would I watch this?
It's in theaters. Except, hold on, there's a twist.
Yeah,
there's a twist. Some people, and chat, give me the link. Give me the Twitter link for this. We got to show Adam this. Some people are claiming that there is a little bit of fuckery going on.
Oh, yeah?
At AMC theaters. That's right. So when you go to the movie theater to watch this beautiful film, okay, some of these places, well, the AMC theaters decided maybe they don't want you to watch it. Trying to stop the movie. AMC customer says theater discouraged her from seeing Sound of Freedom by saying AC was out. She's popping off on TikTok. Right, let's watch. Let's take a look at this. Hold on.
So, don't know if any one of you have already been.
689,000 likes, by the way.
Wow.
From myself as well.
See the Sound of Freedom, but
hey, give it a
friends
bookmark.
and I just walked out. Hi. And we are curious what your experiences were in the movie theater, because we pre-ordered our tickets, paid for them, they were claimed, got the link sent, and this is an AMC theater in Pineville, North Carolina. Some point today, the tickets got refunded to my friend and we couldn't figure out why. So we come anyways to the theater after dinner and they're like, oh, well, we refunded all the tickets because there's no air conditioning in our theaters. Okay, whatever. We don't care.
Very suspicious.
This is a plot.
This
is a plot.
Yeah.
What happened to my right to be sweaty in a movie theater?
Yeah,
to be
exactly.
in a
Are you
stinky
still
theater,
showing
a BO theater.
Yeah, you can still watch it.
But they were still showing it. So this brave soul withstood conditions that are quite similar to every European country where there's no air conditioning for some fucking weird reason and decided to watch the movie.
So we get to thinking, why did they not send out a notice in the email saying, hey, we refunded your tickets because there's no air conditioning?
Well, they just are a shitty
and
company.
we just are curious why didn't they let us know? There was no one in that theater. There was us four and 4 other people, 8 people in the theater on a Friday night. There was air conditioning in the lobby. There was air conditioning in the hallways. There was air conditioning in the bathrooms.
It was broken.
Not the theaters. They don't have the bartender or anything in the theater.
No bartender in the theater?
What? What is that?
What the hell is going on?
What does that mean?
I want my margaritas. Maybe it's one of those theaters where they serve you alcoholic beverages.
Man,
yeah.
this is playing. I didn't realize this is in such a wide release. This movie.
I smell something stinky.
You didn't realize it was the wide release? It's literally currently beating Indiana Jones on the box office.
Wow. See,
That's
this
right.
is why. Okay, you know what? We need corporate consolidation. Fuck antitrust, because what we need is for Disney to buy AMC so that all they show is Marvel movies and kill the independent theater, theater industry, because things like this should not be allowed. We want corporate lockdown control so we don't get QAnon movies in the theater.
So there's more.
Okay.
So my fiance and I just watched the movie Sound of Freedom that exposed as sex traffickers, and do you want to tell them what happened in the movie theater?
All right, AMC, I don't know what's going on here, but first off, the AC was out. Like when we went to watch.
If this lady wasn't Midwest hot, these clips wouldn't hit half as hard. Okay, but that's it helps.
The movie, and I'd seen someone else post something too that also saw it at an AMC, and their AC was out, and like as soon as we walked into the theater, it was hot as heck.
I
The
literally
AC
brought a
was out.
sweatshirt and I was like sweating.
And then we realized, like, it took us a while to actually realize it, but they didn't turn the lights off.
They literally had the lights
They
on.
kept the lights on the entire.
I love how stupid they are. He's like, I had a sweatshirt on and it was hot. And the other guy's like, we didn't even realize the lights were on.
I mean, have these people been to an AMC? It's a shitty chain. It always fucking sucks. And there was popcorn on the floor, and the soda machine didn't work, and the girl was rude. Yeah, it's a fucking AMC.
Yeah.
It's awful there. It's really bad. You went to the shitty mall by your house and had a bad time because America sucks. Like we don't have nice movie theaters anymore because AMC bought them all and turned them all into, it's like going to.
And then they berate like the dude working for like minimum wage, like the fucking 14-year-old kid with acne all over his face. They're like, you're a part of this global conspiracy to stop me from watching this pedophile movie.
Oh my God.
Movie.
Who does that?
Like,
They don't want you to see this movie.
they were trying to make it like not enjoyable.
No.
Like they were trying.
First of all, it's a movie about sex trafficking.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're like, this is the most enjoyable movie of all time. Secondly, there have been significantly better movies about child trafficking, like Taken. Nobody thought that it was like some grand conspiracy to stop you from watching this movie. Last but not least, the reason why the movie is actually beating all these other movies in the box office is because they had a scheme.
Oh.
Yeah, they had a pay it forward campaign.
Oh.
So the movie was made in 2018. Nobody wanted to fucking release it. Nobody wanted to finish it. So someone picked it up and they realized, oh, we could sell this with like, QAnon association.
Yeah.
So that's basically what they did. Jim Caviezel, who's already like kind of a QAnon freak, or actually full blown a QAnon freak, who is the lead in the movie, basically promotes it by saying like you gotta expose the dark side of the sex traffickers like by watching this movie. It's like it's the perfect kind of activism. It's like, oh yeah, I'm eating a jalapeno popper and that's activism. It's perfect. I'm watching a fucking movie.
And so they're encouraging people to like buy other people tickets. Like,
yes, and it has already raised like $4 million. So like a bunch of the movie theaters that are showing the movie, this is anecdotal, but like I've heard from people they go to the movie theater and it's empty.
Yeah.
But like but all the tickets are sold out technically.
I mean, I there's a tendency I think we have sometimes watching these people getting kind of mad about like, oh, there's a shitty movie and it's like QAnon, and why isn't the theater? It's making money. And I'm like, these people are just like, they're just marks. They're just getting sold.
Yeah, here it is.
Like
This is it.
they're like, somebody figured out how to get them to how to separate them from their money by telling them bullshit that they want to hear. Like, great, that's how the entertainment industry works. But it's the fact that these people think that this is somehow political action is so pathetic.
They think watching this movie is unironically doing something that like the liberal pedophile elite don't want you to do.
Yeah.
They also think that this is like actually a form of activism, which is great. It's like, I mean, this is in many respects no different than the person that like the anarchist on Twitter, the anarchist teenager on Twitter being like, oh, I tweeted about a thing. So like I'm actually doing something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
that's the only, the problem is those are the only avenues of political action that like capitalism gives us, right? This is what you buy and what you say on our corporate media platform. And so we're trained to believe that that's what's important, and it isn't at all. Like political action is conversations you have in person with your coworkers about like forming a union or whatever, or like knocking on someone's door to talk about a candidate.
No, that requires effort, and also requires talking to other people and not like enjoying myself watching like a fucking movie about sex traffickers getting owned. Like this person's mother bought multiple tickets in different theaters to show support. There's like a lot of people doing that. But here's another one. Let's see.
So I've been seeing all over TikTok that people are going to watch the movie The Sound of Freedom, and these weird things are happening, like random emergency evacuations, the air conditioning not working and having to leave the theater.
Or so dumb.
And I thought, no, that's probably just something that's happening in other theaters and other places. So I took me and my daughters to go watch The Sound of Freedom today, and about an hour and 20 minutes into the movie, we get a random emergency evacuation.
I feel like any kind of disruption now is seen as like you're in Gary, Indiana.
Yeah.
Okay? The fucking George Soros does not care about this area. The AMC in your neighborhood, okay?
What's even the chain of logic? Like if AMC, the company, didn't want you to watch the movie, they would not screen the movie. They would simply not have the movie. They would have a Marvel movie or whatever else. Also, if they've got your money, what is their motivation to kick you out of the movie theater an hour and 20 minutes into the movie? Incredible.
Yeah, movie theater empty, and it says sold out online and at the front desk for Sound of Freedom.
Unbelievable. I mean, the thing is, the only product that these people have is like the grievance, the feeling of being persecuted. And so if they're going to have any kind of media event, it has to have this. You know, it has to have, oh, they don't want you to see it. They tried to kick us out of the theater with the AC or whatever, or else it's not fun for them, because this is the part that they enjoy, is the feeling of persecution. That's all that they like.
Yes.
So, you know, these people are little freaks having their, you know, getting their rocks off.
My theater had a fire drill during Lady Bird. What were they hiding? Yeah. What are they hiding? What's going on? I wanted to go see Spider-Man Multiverse or whatever, Into the Spider-Verse, and, you know, the guy puked next to me. That's probably a product of, you know, international global pedophile rings.
I mean, I've been, so many weird things have happened to me in movie theaters. I was in a movie theater once where everyone else in the theater was convinced there was a gas leak during a screening of National Treasure and left, and me and my friends were too high to leave the theater, so we just stuck around. We were like, everyone else thinks there's a gas leak. I've been to screenings where the power went out. Like you live in America. The infrastructure is crumbling.
Yeah.
Get used to it. It happens every fucking day.
When I think about films that expose crimes against humanity, I think of like the silence when you walk out of a screening of something like Come and See. Everybody who comes out of this movie seems smug and gleeful over what they just saw. Creepy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine people walking out of Schindler's List or whatever, all hopped up and excited, smiling, babbling about how this is what the Fourth Reich doesn't want you to see?
My God.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what's going on. That's what it is. I bet there were no fire alarms being pulled during the seeings.
I mean, it's pathetic also that this is the kind of movie that they have to watch, you know, and that this is what they have to do. Like they're so marginal in American society that you know, like they used to at least have Clint Eastwood making movies for them. You know what I mean? Like every 5 years he'd make some, and Clint Eastwood's a great movie star and a great director, and so the movie would actually be good, you know.
Yeah.
Or like American Sniper or whatever. But like this shit's just pathetic.
There's plenty of movies that they can enjoy still that have no, like, I mean, that's like very clearly with a right-wing slant. Damn near entirety of like mainstream blockbusters are still getting heavy support from the Department of Defense. You know what I mean? So don't worry, it's still doing like pro-imperialist war propaganda.
Fucking Ghostbusters is an anti-environmentalism movie, you know? Yeah. You watched Ghostbusters recently? The main villain in Ghostbusters is the EPA. The EPA comes in and says, you need to shut down your Ghostbusters unit because there's too many ghosts.
I didn't watch.
And it's because Dan Aykroyd was always a crypto right-winger, and he wrote the movie. And he was like, I hate environmental protection. I didn't watch it because
women are in it.
The original one.
Oh, okay.
The original Ghostbusters.
Okay, that one I didn't watch because it was old. The new one I didn't watch because women, and then the other one I didn't watch because it's old. Someone was talking about how Nolan like restructured Batman to have like environmental activists as like the main villains or something, and then how there was the surveillance state part of Batman as well that was like coming off the heels of 9/11. Isn't that what it was?
Sure, I believe that. I don't remember the environmental part. I remember like the surveillance state piece of it, but yeah, like. I don't know. Nolan's Batman is such a fucking bummer. I can't.
Oh, it was Boots Riley who talked about it. Occupy, not environmentalists.
Boots is tight.
Yeah. Many AMC theaters all over the country are shutting off the AC in theaters that are playing the movie Sound of Freedom using the excuse that the AC isn't working to dissuade people from watching the movie. These people don't understand. Like, I guess they don't go to the movie theaters that often, but like, yeah, this shit's commonplace, dog. It's just like, because AMC's dog shit.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like, they're now realizing that, but instead, like,
There's piss on the floor of the bathroom. They don't want you to watch the movie.
It's like if Taylor Swift fans were also doing QAnon instead of like doing the QAnon version of knowing whatever numbers Taylor Swift mentioned in her album, however many times, okay? If they were not busy doing QAnon for Taylor Swift and real QAnon, they would be like, oh, I couldn't buy a ticket for my Taylor Swift concert. This must be the, international sex traffickers stopping me from seeing Taylor Swift.
What these movies got to do is like make a game for the QAnon people. Like, remember how the alternate reality games like they used to do for movies, where it was like there'd be like a URL and you go to it and there's a code to solve. They got to do that shit for the QAnon people. That would go nuts if they had a little like they had a
they would
conspiracy.
They would kill people.
Yeah, they would.
Wait, God. Is this guy actually the CEO of AMC Theaters? He's not even verified.
Adam Aaron.
Sadly, conspiracy theories are so prevalent in America. So much garbage information is spread. More than 1 million people have watched Sound of Freedom at AMC Theaters. More than any other theater chain on the planet, yet people falsely claim otherwise. It's so bizarre.
Wow. I love when like these guys who are ghouls for other reasons have to be reasonable against people who are even more ghoulish. Like also, fucking Bob Iger, in the same interview where he was saying our demands were not reasonable, he also had to say, our movies aren't endorsing pedophilia. That's ridiculous. Like, and I'm like, all right, I guess I agree with Bob Iger on the 1 point.
I don't know. There's some, I don't know.
Yeah, it's true.
Leon, the professional.
The dicks in the background of The Little Mermaid.
Wait, was it? I was talking about the actual ones.
Oh, okay.
I was talking about the actual ones where there's like a very clearly well, that's French technically, so it's different. You don't know Leon the Professional?
Leon the Professional. I don't think. Wait. The name is familiar.
It's an incredible movie.
Oh, wait.
Luc Besson, Jean Reno, and Natalie Portman.
Is it based on Lupin the Third? Is it one of the
No.
like that? No, it's not. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
No.
Yes, it's a Luc Besson movie. Yes,
it's
yes,
one
yes.
of. By the way,
it
is an incredible movie. For the record, it is an incredible movie. Even though, yes, Natalie Portman is like very clearly underage, a baby, and there is like it's like a bit of a love story.
Yes,
there.
and I was reading about this because I was going down a Luc Besson rabbit hole, and there's some like gnarly shit on this Wikipedia page, right?
Yeah, he's a gnarly guy.
Yeah. No, he's a piece of shit. Does the sound your dog often makes?
She's dreaming and snoring.
It's okay.
Leon, directed by Luc Besson, written by Luc Besson, starring Jean Reno, Gary Oldman, Natalie Portman. It's a fucking awesome movie. I highly recommend it.
Okay, I watched The Fifth Element again like a year or two ago, and I told my girlfriend, I was like, this movie's great. And then we watched it, and I was like, I don't know if I stand by it anymore.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it was like
no. It was so formative for me when I was watching it as a child.
There are things I liked about it for sure. But I think overall it didn't quite hold up for me as much as I expected. It's like the beginning is like it's got a lot of really ponderous lore in it. Is something I had forgotten about.
I love that movie. I am gonna rewatch it now.
Do it.
I want to see if it's good or not. An ode to pedophilia? No thanks. Luc Besson operates camera himself, and when they call cut, he just drops it. As a camera assistant, if you don't catch it, it's your fault. This is not normal, by the way.
Does that all the time?
I like that in parentheses he said, this is not normal, by the way.
He just drops it. That sounds really dangerous.
Leon is an Italian hitman in the Little Italy neighborhood of New York City, working for a mafioso named Old Tony. One day, Leon meets Mathilda Lando, a lonely 12-year-old who lives with her dysfunctional family in an apartment down the hall from Leon, and has stopped attending class at her school for troubled girls. He has an abusive father who attracts the ire of corrupt DEA agents who've been paying him to stash cocaine in his apartment. It's a good movie. That's all I'm going to say.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I mean, it does look like something I would enjoy.
It was inspired by his relationship with a 16-year-old when he was in his 30s. I think his first wife, you mean, who also recently worked with Johnny Depp. who also is a very problematic French movie director now.
Is he?
Yeah, he married that 16-year-old who he then cheated on with Uma Thurman when she was, I think, like 17, if I'm not mistaken, during the shooting, or maybe she wasn't 17.
There's a lot of movies like this where you're like, oh, I love that movie, and then you go read about it on Wikipedia, and it's like, oh, the director like fucked a 16-year-old on the set of the movie. Fuck.
Well, Luc Besson.
Yeah, it's Luc Besson.
Yeah.
Not a great
Oh
guy.
no, not Uma. Sorry, Mia Jovovich. You're right. I'm sorry.
That's a bad one to confuse those two.
Mia Jovovich.
Mia Jovovich. Everyone's
How do you know all of
yelling at
this?
you.
I watched a lot of French cinema when I was growing up because that's like in Turkey. American movies would come to Turkey like a year later. So French movies would come immediately and they would release immediately. So anyway, but that's probably why I watch a lot of Luc Besson movies. They were bangers. Yamakasi is really good. Taxi is really good. The Taxi series.
I've only seen The Fifth Element.
That one's great too. I'm from Colombia and had no idea about the amount of sex trafficking here. Yeah, brother, it's not for you. You're Colombian. It's for the white people. That's what they're doing it for.
The little kids in that movie trailer reminded me of like when the 700 Club, like the Christian TV show, is like, we're saving the little kids in South America. Like it's the real, white Christian savior. We're going to bring them Christ kind of energy. Really shitty. Piss me off.
Scarlett Johansson was 17 and lost in translation. Wait, what? Fucking no shot. What?
I don't think
that's true. Oh!
Originally worried that the 17-year-old Johansson might be too young to play a character in her 20s.
What?
The director concluded she appeared older and convincingly played the part.
I mean, she was great in it, but also, what?
Yeah. You're right. You forget because this is just a couple years after, this was after Ghost World, right? In which she's clearly a teen.
Oh my God. The director, very weird choice by, I guess, was it Francis Ford Coppola? No. Or was it one of the, no, it was Sofia.
Sofia Coppola, yeah.
Yeah. Daughter. Directed Godfather 3, I think, right? Didn't she like have a hand in it? No. She acted in it. Sorry, she was way too young to direct it.
That's insane.
She acted in it. She didn't direct it. I was so stupid. Yeah, of course she's a Nepo baby. The entire Coppola family is Nepo babies. Yeah. Including Nicolas Cage, who is also related. And
Nicolas Cage is related to them?
How the fuck do you not know this? You're in Hollywood.
I'm not a big movie trivia
Nick
guy.
Cage and also what is it? Aaron Schwartzman or whatever? The other guy, Jason Schwartzman.
Also related to the Coppolas.
Yes.
With the eyebrows and the thing.
Yes.
Incredible. I'm not a big gossip. I know who's related to who or who's dating. My girlfriend's always mad at me because I never know who's dating. And she knows everybody's relationships. I do remember how, I mean, just the specter of Bill Murray in this movie. In retrospect, it's very creepy, the arrangement here,
Yeah, especially because, like, holy shit, Bill Murray is like 1,000,000 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's such a weird fucking guy. I remember when there were all those stories about him going, Bill Murray, like, he was in the bar, and then he started making drinks for everybody. And, Bill Murray's so cool. And then, like...
Wait, is he a bad guy?
He's,
he's a good guy.
First of all, those stories, I eventually realized, he's just like a serious alcoholic. Where he would, like, go to people's parties and drink all their booze. Oh, yeah, that's not cool guy behavior. That's like fucking freak behavior. But yeah, I think there's definitely some sexual harassment stuff on that page somewhere.
Last couple of years. What?
Yeah, definitely. I forget exactly what the context was. Oh yeah, there it is. Feuds and allegations of misconduct.
You have a reputation of being difficult to work with, but I only got that reputation for people I didn't like.
This is the early stuff. I would go to the bottom of this section.
Oh.
Yeah.
Harassed and yelled at
Gina
her.
Davis. Yeah, harassed and yelled at her. He had pressured
her to let him use a massage machine on her back. She also recalled a dual interview on Arsenio Hall.
Yeah. Seth Green alleged on
Repeatedly tried to pull down the spaghetti strap of her dress. Seth Green, when he was 9 years old, Murray picked him up off a chair by his ankles and dangled him over a garbage can.
Above, next paragraph of was suspended after Murray was accused of unspecified. This is what I remember. Yes, production of Being Mortal was suspended after Murray was accused of unspecified inappropriate behavior.
He had straddled a female production assistant and kissed and rubbed her on the mouth.
Yep.
While the pair were wearing flu masks as a part of COVID-19 protocols, the incident caused her to file an official complaint. What the fuck?
Yep.
Claiming what occurred was jestful, while the much younger woman, she said, interpreted his actions entirely sexual and was horrified.
Yep.
The woman filed a complaint.
Yep.
Received a settlement. Murray paid her $100,000.
Yep. This was Aziz Ansari's movie. He was supposed to direct this, and the whole movie was canceled because of this happening. And then recently, Aziz Ansari has been directing another movie. That movie has completely halted production because of our strike. So Aziz has had a bad run of luck on his adventure into directing. Yeah.
God,
this is based on a nonfiction book about death, by the way. A really good book called Being Mortal that I read a couple of years ago by Atul Gawande. It's like insane that they made a.
Damn, I thought Bill Murray was tight. Holy shit! I didn't know anything about this shit.
He's I mean, I'm sure he has good qualities, but he's not really a chill dude. Yeah, unfortunately, he's also 72.
Yeah, I mean, this is like weird, gross. This is like weird, gross old man shit. In a weird way, dude. This sounds fucked up, but what I was about to say is like, my expectation from Hollywood actors is so low that like I'm like, oh, thank God he didn't like literally Harvey Weinstein someone. You know what I mean?
No. I mean, that's the story with the PA.
It's still not okay. Yeah.
To me, that's completely against the pale, and the main reason is that's at fucking work. You know what I mean?
What
like,
the fuck are you
you're on
doing?
a set. That's at fucking work. You treat everyone with respect at work. That's like no one should ever work with the guy again, in my opinion. Like I would never work with him, and I would hope others would feel the same. That's not blackballing. That's just like you don't work with a guy who does that to people he works with.
But like my take on it isn't because like, oh, that's totally acceptable behavior. I'm just saying that like usually the bar that I assume is happening is like Kevin Spacey level.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you were worried it was that bad. No, it's not. It's not that. Look, we can say. Here's all I think we have to do. You learn the fact. You let it affect your opinion of the person. You don't say, "Oh, that can't be true." You take it in, and you're like, "I have my whole history of Bill Murray, and I have this one thing." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's all I.
Adam does ruin everything. Holy fuck.
You can still watch Ghostbusters. You know?
Wait, there's more Sound of Freedom
I
shit.
find it really interesting how many celebrities ran their mouths for Black Lives Matter, and when everybody had the massive movement of posting the black photo to their Instagram pages back in 2020 after the riots. Awesome. How many celebrities have no problem sharing their political affiliations, and yet not a single one of them has mentioned child trafficking.
Why has Adam not ruined sex trafficking of minors? He's ruining everything but sex trafficking of children. How about that, Adam?
Oh, fuck. I mean,
sex trafficking of children is still seen as a morally gray territory for some, okay? You need to ruin it. It's like, it's insane. Like, what is the other side of this argument is that, like, people are morally ambiguous about child sex trafficking, and therefore someone needs to finally say it's bad. And also, it's a movie, okay? This is not like what is happening currently in the real world. It is happening currently in the real world, but this is a movie. It's a fictionalized, exaggerated story. And what's currently, like, it's like watching Taken and being like, wow, it's so crazy. Nobody's talking about sex trafficking of children after this movie. You're not doing political activism for watching a fucking movie.
One of the most annoying things is when people on the internet say about anything, why aren't you talking about the thing I want to talk about? I had the most the worst people on Twitter are, obviously all I post is union shit now. And people will come at me and say, where were you?
Yeah, how about the union between children and child sex traffickers? Yeah, bet you don't talk about that union, Adam.
That's funnier than what I was going to say. No. People come at me and they say, "Where were you when the rail workers were on strike? Why weren't you posting about that?"
To me earlier.
Yeah, and I'm like, and so one of these guys, I got into it with him. I was like, "Here's my fucking tweets about the rail worker strike. Here they are." And then he said, "Okay, well, you're an exception, but I don't see other writers doing it." It's like, you'll never be happy, right?
Yeah.
A lot of fucking writers tweeted about that. A lot of us show up at the picket lines when hotel housekeepers are on strike here. We all do this shit, but you didn't see something in your timeline, and you're going to go accuse other people of not.
Yeah, no, I specifically hate the rail workers strike. I hate those guys. I'm like, the guys that are carrying toxic chemicals that are incredibly important for our, water supply. I want to make sure those guys don't have sick leave. Okay. I'm always saying that. I'm going to vote for Joe Brandon extra hard this time around for busting that shit. Yeah. It's like I covered labor union activity every fucking day, and motherfuckers still have the audacity to come in here and be like, what about the Teamster strike that's going on? It's like, bro, it just means you weren't here. Like that, you didn't care about it until you could use it as a talking point.
Also, like, I'm in my own labor struggle. It's my union. Of course, it takes up more of my time than other people's unions, because the fact is there is a very limited amount that anyone can do to help someone else's union struggle, because it is between those workers and their employer.
Yeah.
Like in our case, by the way, I'll plug, you can donate to the Entertainment Community Fund if you want to support our strike at entertainmentcommunityfund.org, and you select film and TV workers, and that money goes to support people who are affected by the strike. You can donate to that. That's pretty much all you can fucking do. You can retweet me every once in a while. That's it. People ask, should I cancel my Netflix? We're not asking anyone to do that, because boycotts are weak sauce shit. They don't work. Strikes are much more effective. And so we focus on a strike strategy, not a boycott strategy. If you feel like canceling your Netflix, go ahead and be my guest. But it's not something we're asking people to do. So like the rail workers, I can do a tweet, but also whether or not I do a tweet about the rail workers is not material support. It's just a fucking tweet. And when you're going around policing other people's tweets, it is meaningless. And I hope people stop doing it. I know they never will, so we
got deadline to delete the tweet about Matt Damon.
What?
Yeah,
there was a tweet about Matt Damon.
Deadline tweeted here. You can see it on my phone still.
Okay,
but they basically cut half of his tweet on purpose. Matt Damon at the Oppenheimer premiere says that the Hollywood labor strikes will be brutal for actors and his own production company, which has shut down one of his company's films. That's the first part of what he said. And then he followed through by saying, I support the leadership unconditionally, and they're right. This is the difference between having health care and not, for like many working actors.
Yes.
And he's going to hold strong with the leadership on this.
Yep.
They didn't put that in. I mean, it's in the video, but they didn't put it on the tweet.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough.
Incredible. Yeah.
So I quote tweeted it saying like they fucking suck, and then they deleted it.
I mean, the celebrity shit in the actor strike is like a real other dimension, because like Fran Drescher, the president of SAG-AFTRA, got shit for like going and working for Dolce & Gabbana like during the negotiations, right, when she had a pre-existing gig. Now I also have pre-existing gigs during our strike. I'm on tour doing stand-up. If you want to come see me in Buffalo, Baltimore, St. Louis, or Providence, Rhode Island, go to adamconover.net for tickets. You can come see me do stand-up. I can do that during the strike, right? Fran Drescher, while in negotiation, she has a pre-existing commitment too. The union leadership roles are unpaid, right? I don't really have a problem with her going and like doing a gig if she's still doing a good job as a union president. But she got so much hate because people love to hate on celebrities. People want to find the excuse to talk shit about her. And that's the dynamic. So Deadline naturally loves to frame it in such a way that they're going to make Damon look bad, even when he's being supportive. So thank you. That's an act of solidarity to get them to take the tweet down.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It
doesn't matter at all.
Because like the publication overall is still going.
Did you talk about the thing in Deadline where they said they were trying to make us all homeless? Did you read that article?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, good. Because that shit was wild and was such a miscalculation by the studios. It like caused a surge of donations to the Entertainment Community Fund because the public was so pissed off about this.
Yeah.
The previous version of this tweet was deleted for lacking Damon's full statement in the copy. We regret the inaccuracy and apologize to Mr. Damon. Someone's PR agent went fucking nuts on them. That's wild to see in Deadline.
Yeah, because they made him look like he was anti the union action when he wasn't.
Yeah, that's
even though he is, he is Mr. NFTs.
I mean, Deadline is the shittiest of all the trades. I'm a Hollywood Reporter is the one that I like the best because they employ two reporters named Katie Kilkenny and Gary Baum, who are very good reporters who get labor. Like I don't agree with everything they write, but they generally understand labor very well. Deadline is just like a fucking slush pile, and they just love creating chaos. And some good people work there, and we got to deal with them. But like, if you read something about a labor action in Deadline, do not believe it.
Before you go, I'll screw these elite actors. 87% of current union members don't even make $26K a year, and of that, 13% many are background actors, which is just more consistent.
Yeah, 87% of union members don't qualify for health insurance.
Yeah, I have friends who are like, they some of them were child actors, for example, and they're very successful, and now they have to like sometimes appear in production specifically so they can maintain their health insurance.
Yeah, I mean, I do that too. Like they, there's a lot of gigs where I go like, hey, can you make this SAG? I'd say that routinely, but the main reason I do is like, maybe I can make the health insurance minimum because my Writers Guild health insurance is about to run out. SAG after health insurance not quite as good, but if I can like make $26K, then I can, I can have insurance for a little bit.
Yeah. Which is why Adam is going to be on the next rendition of Sound of Freedom 2. Yeah.
I mean, I guess this must be a union movie if it's being released theatrically.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing that I love is that, like, our union coverage is so good that even, like, the right-wing fucks need to deal with our unions in order to get anything made. I think even, like, I think we were talking about this in union circles that, like, the Daily Wires movies are also union.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, no way.
I think so.
For a whole $800 that Gina Carano's movie made, they still went with a union crew.
Could
That's
look it
awesome.
up. Well, like IATSE, the crew union is a tough union. If you try to shoot something non-union, they just fucking flip you. They show up with signs and they're like, "You're flipped. You're flipped now." And then SAG is like, it's really hard to get actors who are any good who are not SAG.
Oh, there's also the worker strike with hotels.
Unite Here is back out. They are fucking badasses. They're on our line all the time. We join them on their picket line. They represent like some of the lowest paid, immigrant workers in Los Angeles, and they are so powerful. And they're doing a really cool strategy right now where instead of they're doing citywide strikes, but they're doing them like they're like surprise strikes. Like they did a strike for a weekend and then they called it off. And now they're doing it again at some other hotels. And I believe their strategy is to like create chaos and uncertainty because, their workers are like low wage. And so I think they're going to have trouble waiting out a long strike, but they're like, we can disrupt your business whenever we fucking want, like at the drop of a hat because our people are so organized. And so that's their strategy to try to get increases for their members. It's really fucking cool. They're an incredible union.
Oh, Dune the Sisterhood is going to resume filming soon in Hungary throughout the SAG-AFTRA strike. So they're just like...
I mean, they can fucking try. But like, if Timothée Chalamet, right, is in that movie, he is going to get a call from the union that says you're going to be brought up on, you're going to have to go before a committee and explain why you're violating the strike rules. And he's going to back down so fast, and then they're not going to be able to shoot. They're going to try. And maybe a couple things overseas will be able to get through. But like what you have when stuff like this is happening is the producers try to bargain. They go, "Oh, we could."
Oh, this is Dune the Sister is a TV show, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, it's not Dune Part 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if it's done entirely with Hungarian actors and crew, perhaps they can do that.
Yeah.
But
Timothée Chalamet? No, he's not.
Well, that's a photo of Timothée Chalamet, right? It looks like it.
I think so. I don't know. I can't tell from this angle.
I'm excited for Dune 2. It's gonna be tight.
But they're trying to avoid SAG-AFTRA by going to Hungary. You can avoid the top of the hour ad break, which comes in 20 minutes later because I forgot to run it at the top of the hour by subscribing for $5 or free with Twitch Prime. Here's the 3-minute ad break now.
Now no one's like listening to us.
No. Most people are subscribed. And
most people are subscribed. Okay.
Yeah, more subscribers than I have live viewers right now.
Wow.
Like a lot more. And also on top of that, it doesn't serve an ad every time. I just have to run it. My contractual obligation. Blue Wizard Cult, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Carter Shorn, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Tim, don't do it. The gay community rep is already getting worse, and we're desperate and vicious. Wait, why? Oh, because of Willy Wonka, his Willy Wonka performance.
But I'm lost. I'm sorry that I'm not like up on the day-to-day culture of you and your Twitch chat full of freaks here, but
yeah,
I love to learn.
They're doing the same thing with HBO. This seems to be a clear message from Warner Bros. House of Dragon has a lot of SAG members. How can they do this? No, they don't. I mean, they're British actors. They're saying most of the cast are UK actors working under contracts governed by the local union equity and are not legally allowed to strike in.
Yeah, so UK has really shitty
Rob
labor
Debussy,
laws.
thank you for the 20 gifted.
UK has really shitty labor laws. Like we cannot picket in the UK. It's like the picketing restrictions are really limited.
Yeah, you have to like what do you have to get it on a calendar ahead of time too?
There's a lot
It's
of
like
stuff
weird.
like that. It's limited in the US too, but it's a lot more limited in the UK. And yeah, I mean, if those actors are not SAG members at all, then they're not bound by the strike. But I mean, they're going to be shooting around the ones who are SAG members, and so at the very least, it's going to be a problem for them.
Well, they also don't have writers. They can't have the American writers that are a part of the Writers Guild are not doing any rewrites, so it's going to be shit.
And ideally, the showrunners of shows like this are just walking off of the shows, and then there's nobody running them. They have to have a non-writing producer, and like if they have somebody like try to make little line changes or edits, that person is violating the contract, and like it's a whole enforcement issue. And you can't enforce every single show, but if we're able to like end or disrupt 70 or 80% of the productions, like it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
The CEOs are really gonna like right now they're going, okay, we'll be fine. We could shoot House of the Dragon, and ask how they feel in a week. Once they see how much stuff is being shut down, how much money they're losing, how badly they're doing in the press, they're going to start freaking out very shortly.
Adam's right. They've shot around SAG members for weeks, running triple bank main units to get rid of them before the strike.
Well, wow, you Glacier Rays, you got the inside scoop.
In the UK, that is.
Yeah, they've shot around SAG members for weeks, running triple banked main units to get rid of them before the strike. So they're trying to shoot out all the SAG members.
But it doesn't.
Maybe they were able to do it. But
there's always going to be reshoots.
There's always going to be reshoots. You work in film and TV in the UK.
There's always going to be reshoots, and there's always going to be like rewrites too. Both of which, if you don't have, your show is going to be shit.
Yep, the people are going to need to come back in to do ADR, which is when they dub in the audio. So, look, every single one of these shows has a line producer, and the line producer's job is to make the show happen no matter what. And so those people are so driven, and whenever a strike is called, they start doing shit like this, where they start bargaining. Okay, if we just shoot out the people, maybe I can still, because that's their fucking job. And respect to them for doing a good job. Like that show Wonder Man that we, shut down, the Marvel show, they kept trying to shoot for like 2 weeks until they finally gave up. Because we were just shutting them down every single day and they were hemorrhaging money. And so there's a lot of bargaining that they do with themselves to try to figure out how to keep it going. But it doesn't work in the long run. You cannot make television and movies without SAG-AFTRA and Writers Guild members. It doesn't work. That's why we're going to win.
Yeah.
Okay. See, this is what's incredible about this form of media, because when I do shit and I sneeze, nobody sees it. We cut it out. But with you, that was the hardest adjustment for me with Twitch. I was like, I should just eat on camera. I should sneeze. Yeah. I should just do my shit.
It's extra bad because, right now it doesn't hurt as much. No, I'm good. This is how I know I'm good, because this morning I sneezed. I was really terrified. I was like, oh, fuck. So I've been trying to not do that, and then it didn't hurt as bad, so we're good. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad.
Getting better.
You're feeling better.
I can't work out still, but it's definitely getting better.
Okay.
How long would you estimate it takes before the studio's pockets start bleeding seriously? Adam, not you, Hasan. You're dumb.
I think, first of all, they're already bleeding. They're already hemorrhaging money from the shows that were shut down. They are already not going to have shows for the fall lineup for the ones that still have broadcast networks like Fox and NBC and CBS, Paramount, etc. Any disruption to these companies costs money. So, like I said, Fox having to adjust everything, put up a strike-proof lineup, but now that strike-proof lineup can't shoot either. That's going to cost them a lot of money. And so what we're doing is fucking up their pipeline. In the future, like when they look ahead at the next 2 years, they're also like, they need their earnings those years as well, and they're not going to be having those shows or movies. So again,
and also the media does play a role in this, in my opinion, because look, the reality is when you shut off production, and you eliminate the runway, the real problem starts arising when the shareholders start catching up to how bad their next quarter is going to look.
Yeah.
And then the market starts retaliating against
these guys are going to start hearing on earnings calls, hey, so how are you going to deal with the SAG strike? And previously, when they got the question about the Writers Guild strike, they say, everything's fine. We have a lot of stuff in production. It's going to be wrapped up pretty soon. Don't worry about it. This is going to be a lot harder now that 2 unions are on strike. They're going to say, oh, don't worry, we're still shooting this or that. And the shareholders are going to be like, fucking bullshit you are. No, you're not, and their stock price is going to start to be affected. The actual money people are going to start getting mad at them. Why are you playing such hardball with your own workforce? The celebrities who you are fucking selling to the public. Why are you going to war with them? And that's going to cause them to come back to the table. Now, the interesting thing is each company is going to feel that separately. And so the ones that are feeling the most pressure are going to start going like, why am I fucking letting Ted Sarandos dictate my timeline? And they're going to call one of the other CEOs and be like, why don't we just go talk to the Writers Guild? And then they'll talk to 2 or 3 more, and then maybe they'll start breaking apart. And that's when we win, because then we impose terms on the ones that are more desperate, and then those terms we impose on the other ones that come later. Well, these 3 agreed to it, so now you have to too. And that's how we turn pattern bargaining against them, and that's the way we're going to win. I don't know when it's going to happen. That I leave up to our extremely talented staff. We have a chief negotiator and a bunch of other folks who spend literally their entire careers learning how to help workers win in this situation. And this to them is like what they have been preparing 15 years to do. And so they're just kicking fucking ass, and they're some of the coolest people I have ever met. If you really want to be inspired, meet someone who works for a union. They are some of the most incredible people on the planet.
Here is Barbie.
No, I'm very much in support of all the unions. It's a job like any other, and actors, like other workers, can join a union. My union is Actors Equity, which is part of the Media Alliance, which covers performers and journalists and anyone working in media and entertainment. Sometimes issues come up with our pay slips, and
I feel like this is literally, I think she shot this for Equity, I assume.
Yeah, this looks like an industrial film made for Equity where she's explaining what it is.
That's crazy.
Is it the U.S. Actors Equity? I'm unclear on that.
No, she's Australian, so I assume maybe they have it both in the UK and Australia.
Yeah.
Fair dinkum.
Almost every entertainment union not in the U.S. is a lot weaker than the U.S. unions.
I just found out the second she's Aussie. Are you fucking serious?
Come on.
Really? You didn't know she was Australian?
I always assumed, after seeing her Wolf of Wall Street, she was from Long Island. You know what I mean?
The thing is,
Mommy's so tired of wearing panties.
My assumption is that every actor that's super hot is Australian until I'm proven otherwise.
It's a good assumption.
Yeah.
It's a good assumption.
Every
British,
super hot actor and actress is Australian.
Yeah. They grow them big out there.
I don't know how the fuck it works. I don't know how it happens to be that way, but it is that way. Aussie unions are much stronger than the U.S. First of all, he's talking about actors unions.
Yeah, actors
He's not talking about regular trade unions.
Yeah.
He's talking about actors unions.
Yeah.
SAG-AFTRA is a fairly powerful union.
Well, and that's because, the strength of a union is often, aligns with the overall market power, like labor power of their workforce. And since SAG-AFTRA represents the most sought after actors and the most highly trained actors, and the Writers Guild represents, it was just
weird you say that, because I haven't
upper echelon.
They haven't reached out to me. It's odd.
It means the union has more structural power. It doesn't mean you can't organize your way around lack of structural power. Like Unite Here is a union that represents, again, all these low-paid hospitality workers, and they've managed to organize their way into having tremendous power. But there's a measure of structural power that comes from representing all these celebrities, and that's the main thing that I meant. I'm not talking shit about any other union. It's just because the United States has this extremely mature, valuable media industry, we end up having the strongest unions as well, and because we've fought to protect them for the last 100 years.
Let's see what else
stuff.
she has to say.
And overtime. There's just technical things that for someone who's new to acting, you don't know what it's about or what you're actually entitled to. And being a part of the union, I can then go to our union representative, who is Alan Fletcher at work, Dr. Carl, and just make sure that I'm not being ripped off. And it's good to know that there are things they should be abiding by and stuff we are entitled to make sure we get correct pay or breaks or overtime. Just don't be afraid to ask and sort of demand your rights, because you do have them. And I know how it feels when you're new and you're starting a job and you're at the very bottom of the pecking order. I've been in the position where I've been too nervous to ask because I don't want to cause a fuss, but if I knew that I was actually entitled to those things, it would have been a lot easier to sort out at the time. It's really easy now that I'm a union member. All I have to do is call up Actors Equity or send them an email. Even if it's just a trivial question, they're still there to answer, and they have all the answers. And sometimes if you're younger, you feel like it's not your place to ask or bring up something, but you have rights like everyone else, and you should stand up for them.
I mean, this is why she's standing with us now, is because she had this experience when she was in the, her early stages of her career, like being in a union and seeing what it did for her, and understanding like, oh yeah, this is what protects me. And
is this the correct place to donate, by the way?
It is correct. Yep. Entertainment Community Fund. And you want to make sure you're donating on the page that says support film and television workers. There's a separate page for live performance workers. But this is the one. And this is essentially a mutual aid fund. The fund that it's a 100-year-old charity, but the money that you donate to it will go directly to folks who are affected. Like if people who have worked in the entertainment industry for, I believe, a minimum of 3 years, they apply to this if they're on hard times, and they'll give you a grant. I think the grants are $10,000 if you say I'm having trouble paying my rent or et cetera. And the Writers Guild has raised, I believe, over $2 million for this fund at this point. But a bunch of people have been chipping in, and it's been incredibly impactful. Really appreciate folks for doing that. And literally what was really crazy was, Deadline 2 days ago had that article that said that the studio's end game was to make us lose our apartments and homes.
Yeah.
And there was such an outpouring of support. People were like, where can I help? And then literally we heard from the Entertainment Community Fund, oh my God, there's a surge of donations. What happened? And we're like, it was the fucking Deadline article. So the boss's strategy of threatening to take away our homes, guess what? That bit them because the public was revolted and supported us in enormous numbers.
She-Hulk writer Cody Ziegler says his residual check is $396. He wrote the episode with Daredevil's return.
Yep. Yeah, that's about accurate for a residual check for streaming. I mean, I can tell you that.
That's when there is a residual check.
Adam Ruins Everything, we made for the smallest channel in basic cable. The first year that those episodes aired, I would receive a check for $20,000, which was, for writing, 20 episodes of television, 16 episodes of television a year was like a great bonus to be able to pay my rent, and other writers, every writer on the show received that same amount. I know writers who used that to pay their rent between jobs. When I made the G Word for Netflix, that show, my total residual payment for the first 6 episodes was $500 for the first year. And so we're talking literally, 1% of what we were earning in the past. And again, $20,000 for work I did is might sound like a lot to some people, except that again, we go a long time between jobs, and it's the companies are making so much money off of our work, and this is money that writers have counted on for decades and decades. That is a fundamental part of our compensation. It's not like, oh, some super sweet bonus. It's like, no, this is how you make your year. This is just how you pay your mortgage.
In the More Perfect Union video that we didn't watch, that I retweeted, which we will watch now, they talk about actors that quite literally take on a second job. Once again, for more consistent pay. Also, you don't have to stay here for much longer,
I'm having
Adam.
a good time.
Okay,
I'll split in a little bit.
I just wanted to make sure that you're not uncomfortable, especially because I realized that my AC went into eco mode on its own.
Wow.
That's why it's so
he doesn't want
hot.
he doesn't want the truth about unions to come out because he turned off the AC in the streaming chamber.
Yeah, while we were talking about this, all the AC shit, I realized my AC has been off on eco mode for some reason.
During a heat wave in LA.
Hasan, whenever you say that, people think you want to kick him out. No, I'm just trying to be polite. I'm not using the best words for it, obviously, because I don't have the best words, but
exceptionally polite.
Yeah.
It's like a weird dichotomy of both feeling really successful and really gratified, and then also wondering if you'll have health insurance.
Sure, yeah, if you got
2 months from now.
I'm an actor and a writer. I've been on such shows as Barry, The Patient, stuff like that. I think what we've all seen is the shift to streaming, and unfortunately, our contracts were not negotiated for streaming, they were negotiated for network television. So in some instances, we don't have protections on streaming in the way that we have protections on network television. And so what you have are situations that now occur where we're not being compensated fairly. And so a residual is something when the show re-airs somewhere or it gets sold to another outlet, we get a check. Sometimes those checks are pretty good. Maybe you get $1,000 one day in the mail that you weren't expecting. Sometimes those checks are literally 1 cent.
Biggest thing I was on a show on Netflix called Bonding. My show was originally like an independent series, and then Netflix bought it and put it on their platform, which was amazing. And
pretty sure I was
more
on a
people
live
saw
show
it
with
than
this
I
kid.
ever anticipated, like millions and millions of people. The way the contracts were set up, because the budget was so low, was that there was no residuals involved in it.
It sounds like you made nothing, like nothing in residuals. Like you didn't make a dime in residuals?
I didn't make a single dollar in residuals for that show. As residuals are going down and as these shows are being pulled off platforms or not aired, actors aren't receiving any residuals from them, which leads them to not be able to often make their health insurance.
So health insurance is obviously a difficult thing when you're in a business where your income is completely unpredictable.
I was a series regular on NCIS Los Angeles. I played Nell Jones for 11 network television seasons. So I've done a lot of TV. And in December of 2022, I received a letter from SAG letting me know that I no longer qualified for health insurance. What was the work for? You know, my labor lines the pockets of these executives, and to what benefit in return, right? Okay, they're still profiting off of my performance, and I can't even go to a GP if I have a sore throat. That's not okay.
I think the perception is
I love more perfect
that
Union. Man, they do such good
performers
jobs.
Who work at a professional level are all successful. I think that has to do with how our industry is glamorized and romanticized in the media. And I've been lucky to work a lot across different mediums. But I have a full-time job as a flight attendant because that's less stressful than worrying year after year about making my minimum health insurance qualification minimums for union health insurance.
I have another full-time job. I'm a writer. So I couldn't be an actor. I couldn't continue to be an actor and pay for my life in LA and have health insurance if I wasn't also in the WGA. I sometimes say that writing supports my acting hobby.
I was very fortunate to land the job that I got right out of school. It's not the norm. I'm aware of that. I'm aware of my privilege, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity that I've had. But it's not the norm.
Oh, man,
you know,
actors,
I have a friend
so
who is an incredible actor, was cast on a Marvel Disney Plus show as a prominent actor's mom, and she made $500 from her time on that show.
Yeah.
That is just not sustainable. You cannot sustain life on $500.
All we're asking for is for the ability, not even to get rich. It's for the ability to be able to do our jobs.
We should be able to afford to live a life in the city where the work is taking place.
Fucking man.
Let's just take care of this now. Like, hey, you know what? If we make a show that costs $10 million, On network, we're going to pay you the same money as if we make a show that costs $10 million on a streamer. If I'm a waiter and I work at a really nice restaurant, and I'm a waiter and I work at a not as nice restaurant, the minimum is still the same. It's still the same. We can't be going into every job literally not knowing how much money we're going to make. We have to take away the ability from the AMPTP and from the studios of backing us into a corner and making us accept deals that are A, not fair, but B, against the spirit of what's already been negotiated.
This negotiation is consequential. If we do not get what we're asking for, there is just going to be continued erosion.
Great.
Right?
I love more
it's
perfect
the erosion of compensation, residuals, the existential threat of AI, which is so real, right? We're right there.
And what I want for all actors is a sense that our union is fighting for us in a way that will keep us here and that will continue to protect us in a really long-term thinking type of way.
We have to get comfortable advocating for ourselves, our benefits, our access to pensions, our minimums. Everything is degrading. It's not keeping up with inflation. And if we don't take a stand, there's no way the life of a working, stable performer is going to be a viable lifestyle anymore. We're going to lose it if we don't fight for it.
Can you get a link to the video? Yeah, I retweeted it earlier today. Matt Damon had another interview on the same carpet where Deadline misquoted him, where he talked about healthcare and how residuals get them on the threshold.
The people who are kind of on the margins, and $26,000 a year is what you have to make to get your health insurance, and there are a lot of people who residual payments are what carry them across that threshold, and if those residual payments dry up, so does their health care, and that's absolutely unacceptable. We can't have that, so we got to figure out something that
really weird, because he's Mr. People's History of the United States by Howard Zinn on the one hand, and then he's also Mr. NFT on the other. You know what I mean? What was it? He said a slur or something to his daughter and then revealed it publicly for no fucking reason.
Yes, he was like,
he's such a weird.
I said a slur and I feel bad. I remember this weird guy.
No, he's great. I think Matt Damon is a very interesting guy and great.
He's had his missteps, but when you've seen a guy this many years, you can't help but try to see him as a full person. This is a wonderful statement, and it puts a point in Matt Damon good guy category for me.
The F slur is he's from Boston, right?
Well, if we go excusing everyone from Boston, we're gonna have a problem in America.
I'm just saying that, Mark
Wahlberg's from Boston too, and he committed a hate crime.
Yeah, exactly. That's what my point stands. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay, you said at least he didn't kick the shit out of a Vietnamese man.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Who I later found out he didn't blind. It's almost kind of worse because the guy was blind to begin with. I don't know which one's worse. If he hate crimed him so hard that he went blind, or he hate crimed a blind Vietnamese man instead.
Oh my God. The weirdest part of that story is that a couple of years ago, Mark Wahlberg tried to get a pardon from the governor of Massachusetts so that he could get a business license or something. And the guy who he attacked made a statement Mark Wahlberg's not that bad. He was just a kid at the time.
And he was 17.
But what the fuck was the conversation between Mark Wahlberg's people and this guy to get him to say to the governor, please give Mark Wahlberg a break? That seems fucked up just to ask the guy to do that.
I think it's been so many years, and he probably
yeah.
He probably doesn't hate Mark Wahlberg anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's well, now I've seen, his movies or whatever. Sure, I guess. Now I've seen Real Steel, so...
No, he wanted to be a cop. That's why he asked for a pardon? What? No. Mark Wahlberg at the age of 64 wanted to be a cop in Boston? What are you saying?
I don't remember what it was. I don't think it was.
He's blind, ... No, I'm just... Like, blind people go and watch movies. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
How would I... Colloquially, how should I say that? Should I say, he went to hear the Mark Wahlberg movies? Is that what you want me to say? No.
You guys are expecting too much of him, okay? All right, I'm gonna get out of here.
Oh, you're dipping?
I'm gonna dip in a minute.
Okay.
What else you got on your magic box
this
here?
is like he saw Ted 2 and forgave him. He has a burger joint with his brothers. In order to open a franchise with them being on board, he couldn't. That's why he was asking. That's kind of wild that you can't have a fucking franchise burger chain in Boston if you have a hate crime on your... that's like everyone in Boston. Who the fuck? So everyone in Boston that has a franchise is not from Boston. That's what you guys are saying.
Better be also stumping for the end of felony disenfranchisement and shit like that if he's trying to get his crime record expunged and have a Wahlburgers.
I don't think he cares about that. Here's the Hollywood face AI in action.
Hollywood production is being transformed by artificial intelligence. Deep Voodoo is a visual effects company that specializes in what they call facial replacement AI.
What's a funny face I should make? Like
In about 30 minutes, they scanned my every expression.
That was not a funny face. She can't be an actress. Sorry. See, we news people stay in our lane, okay?
Like this kind of stuff is such bullshit because the fact that they can do it in 30 minutes has no effect on. It's still going to need to get round tripped to some VFX house in Korea to make it look good. This is the quick and dirty version. This is good for TikTok filters. This company has made a cool TikTok filter that has no effect on a movie workflow, and 99% of the AI demos that you see online are just some like NFT dude in his house. They will never be used on a movie set for a movie workflow, and there's so much transparent bullshit in being peddled by this industry.
Wait,
right now.
this is not even a joke.
Okay,
why is Mark Wahlberg currently asking Massachusetts to clear his record of a felony assault conviction he received in 1988? Formal recognition that I'm not the same person I was the night he attacked 2 Vietnamese men. Okay, by the way, do you want to know something even crazier?
Okay.
He also threw a bunch of rocks at black people like in the same 24-hour sequence.
Jesus Christ.
Like he was just like, he was a mad lad. Like they were just like nobody, he was just an unstoppable force. That's why he got actually arrested for it, where they were like, dude, even for the fucking state of Massachusetts, you're doing too much, Mac. Stop it, Mac. Like, he was on a fucking hate crime streak, dude. He was like, he was doing combos.
He's a piece of shit. I mean,
black children. He threw rocks at black children, also called them the hard R. Insane. Just the least racist Bostonian, dude.
He wants to be a reserve officer with the LAPD, a position in which civilian volunteers perform the duties. Well, yeah. So, a racist guy wants to be a cop.
Wait, that's kind of...
we let all the other racist guys be cops.
That's kind of interesting that the LAPD was like, sorry, you can't be a cop with a hate crime on your record.
That should be the entrance exam to the LAPD. Yeah. It's like, have you committed a hate crime? Then come on in the academy.
You're right. People can't change it all. Yeah, I don't think Mark Wahlberg is still doing hate crimes, dumbass. I just think it's a funny story. Stop being so fucking sad all the goddamn time, okay? No, I don't think Mark Wahlberg is currently still like beating up Vietnamese people on the side, okay? Like, it's just funny for him to be like, I want my record to be exposed so I can join the racist Los Angeles Police Department.
Look, I think if you committed a hate crime, like, yeah, sure, he can change. Everybody should still know that Mark Wahlberg committed hate crimes. Like, it's something we should know about him.
Yeah, he did that, and then the funniest thing is like he did that, and then like a year later he was in the Calvin Klein ad, which is wild.
Yeah, he wasn't a rough and tumble. He was a model. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone send Hasan that link of his clothing line so I can lol. Oh, I've already seen it. Mark said, I like your work to Aiden Ross. I don't think he changed much. Wait, he doesn't know what the fuck Aiden Ross does, okay? Mark Wahlberg would have an aneurysm if his children actually were watching Aiden Ross and he caught them doing that, okay? This man is like a fucking diehard Catholic. There's no shot. What is this?
Good. Coconut, so good. Coconut, so good. Balloon. Gang, gang. Gang, gang.
Do you have any idea what this is a reference to? Did you see this on Twitter?
I don't think I did.
So there's a
I did.
God, this is.
I can't wait
dude,
to find that.
Dude, this is okay. You
You're
can't
so
show,
much more online than me.
You can't show secret memes to Adam. He's normal. Okay. Oh yeah, this is Mark Wahlberg's app, Hollow. I tried Mark Wahlberg's Catholic app to see if it could reconnect me with God. Yeah. Let's do the rosary together and stay prayed up. God, I love Mark Wahlberg so much. I am such a Mark Wahlberg fan. It's not even funny.
Oh, you gave Aiden Ross an unexpected
I
compliment.
love him so much. Did you know he once claimed he could have stopped 9/11 from happening?
That's the main thing I know about Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Is he said if I was on that plane, that wouldn't have happened.
The GOAT.
That's like it's like the opposite of stolen valor and somehow worse. Just say I would have done a better job.
Yeah, he's
than
like,
the
oh,
people who were
those those guys on the planes, they didn't know how to fight. I would have fucking done it. Here, you want to?
They did it. They also the guys on the plane did do it.
Yeah, but he would have fought better because he stayed
He would
prayed
have.
up.
What was it? He would have landed the plane. Was that his argument?
Yeah, he would have stayed prayed up, Adam. He would have stayed prayed up. You don't know what that means, but neither do I. But it doesn't matter. He would have stopped them.
Is this the thing? I want to see
wait.
it.
I'm not done with Mark Wahlberg.
Okay,
Aiden Ross meets up with.
I'm gonna stay here until I see the gang gang.
Okay, the Kickstar manager met Kickstar manager meet up with major Hollywood actor while attending the Gervonta Davis Ryan Garcia fight over the weekend, and he even received a compliment from the famous thespian. I love when Dexerto writes articles. By the way, chat. This is like they write the famous thespian. Oh my god, this is literally a website that just like basically takes everything off of a subreddit and just like blasts it.
Literally the first time Mark Wahlberg's ever been called a thespian.
Yeah. At some point during the evening, Ross managed to meet up with none other than Mark Wahlberg, known for such movies as Ted, Planet of the Apes, and even the video game adaptation Uncharted. Okay, I feel like there's better movies in his massive career that you could pull from than fucking Ted. Anyway, they did him dirty here. I mean, Other Guys was hilarious. He was great in that.
Yes, that's a good
Boogie
movie.
Nights is like obviously the classic.
Of course, Boogie Nights. I should say Boogie Nights.
Yeah. He was a bit of a thespian in Boogie Nights.
Yeah, no, he acts in Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
I mean, in P.T. Anderson movies, people are elevated by the movie. You know, they become better.
You can't be around
thespians.
Philip Seymour Hoffman and not be.
You got to bring it when you
not
do
be good. So Ted is the best movie, you fascist. Anyway, Aiden Ross met up with them. The two shook hands and Aiden introduced themselves. What's up, Mark? Aiden could be heard saying in a short video clip taken from the encounter, "How you doing? I'm Aiden. Nice to meet you." "Nice to meet you, man." Mark replied before giving him a pat on the arm. "I'm a fan of your work."
How you doing? Aiden, nice to meet you, bro. Pleasure. Fan of your work. Appreciate you, bro.
Oh.
What?
Oh, that's fake. That's just what he says to anybody who's being introduced to him.
In the VIP section.
In the VIP section, yes. That's just to be polite.
Yeah.
You need to say fan of your work to everybody.
Or
'Cause
what do
it's
you
rude
say?
it's rude to be like, who are you? So you just go.
Or
yeah,
what do
man,
you
I'm a
say?
fan."
Good to see you again, or nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, you say nice to see you. So it's like
Yes.
whether you don't know if you have met them before or not, but you meet a lot of people as a celebrity, and everybody remembers that interaction, but you don't remember that interaction because you're meeting 1,000 people a fucking day.
Yes.
So you just go, "Oh, nice to see you."
And it's literally when famous people meet each other, they get in their heads about, do they know that I'm famous? Are they familiar with me? And so if you're Mark Wahlberg and someone is being introduced to you by, oh, hey, we're in the VIP section. Hey, meet Aiden. Aiden, you got to meet Mark. Oh, hey, I assume you're somebody. Fan of your work. It's just a basic thing to say. So no, Mark Wahlberg doesn't know who Aiden Ross is. I was really happy to be able to break that down.
Okay, what about this?
All this designer got me drip. Straight up out the. Ooh. Wow.
Wow.
This is just that part.
That part.
That part.
That part.
He's head to toe, man.
He's head to
Head to
toe
toe,
in
drip,
municipal. I need municipal shit to
All
wear.
this designer got me drip. All this designer got me drip.
It's so good. He's so fucking sick.
All right, I'm turned around. You know what? Hate crime forgiven.
Okay, so the original thing is that there are real human beings on TikTok, on TikTok Live, that you can basically manipulate.
Yes.
You give them money, and then they react a certain way, like they're a fucking robot, but they're real humans, right?
Most of TikTok Live is this.
Yeah. So, okay, so you're familiar with this.
Well, I'm familiar with people basically doing like TikTok Lives where it's like put something in the chat and then I'll do whatever you say. I've not seen someone do exactly this, but I'm familiar with I am your weird little TikTok slave.
Watch.
Marshmallow. Crunchy corn. Yum. Kitty paws. Pumpkin, yum!
Now spicy.
Wow.
Ice cream, yum!
Stop giving her spicy. Oh, God, they're going to give her spicy again.
Ice cream, yum!
No. Oh, God.
Once we get to 350, I'll leave. I promise. Stinky swear.
Now spicy.
Ah! No spicy, guys. What the fuck, chat? Stop giving her spicy!
Hot dog, yum! Hot dog, yum! Donuts, yum!
Donuts.
Love it.
I'm hungry.
So this is like started popping off on Twitter, which, by the way, this is, for the record, this is the future of entertainment if you don't have any fucking movies, okay? No writers, no SAG-AFTRA.
Yeah.
This is the only type of entertainment you guys are going to have.
Coconut so good. Coconut so good. Balloon. Grab. Coconut so good. Grab. Balloon. Grab.
She's also simultaneously popping popcorn individually with her hair straightener.
Yes.
Oh, it's
people
so
love
sick.
people love on the TikTok Live. When is the one popcorn gonna pop with a hair straightener? Yes.
What's the difference between this and me giving you $5 a month? $5 a month allows you to avoid the top of the hour ad break. Duh. Which comes at the top of every hour. Coconut, so good. Top of the hour ad break, so good. If you're subscribed, see the top of the hour ad break.
TikTok Live is truly the darkest thing I've ever seen on the internet.
Yeah, it's really fucking crazy.
It's a really bummer.
She broke character, and I'm mad it makes her hotter. I mean, she's very attractive. She's a very attractive lady.
Yeah.
Also, shut up, Axel. Thank you for the 5 get the subs, allowing 5 people to no longer see the ads at the top of the hour. Here's a 3-minute ad break now. Let's watch this phone.
Ice cream so good. Ooh.
Like, the message here is really important. A lot of people are failing to see it. Ice cream is so good.
Yeah.
Ice cream is so good. Coconut's so good, but when she says ice cream so good, you feel it.
Yeah. How many viewers does she have?
Well, it doesn't show here, but like sometimes she has like 12K.
Yeah.
Like she has good viewers. Will Abramson, thank you for the 5 get the subs.
Thank you, VC. You got me feeling like a queen, huh? Thank you, Shelby. Fire. Ooh, gang. Ice cream so good. Fire. Thank you, Lily. Slay, huh? Meow. That was so good. Coconut. Pop. Amazing.
Pop.
Oh, thank you, Chris. I love you. Love you. Balloon. Grab. Ice cream so good. Oh, thank you, user. I love you. Love you.
So this is her breaking character and just popping off in French at someone in the background.
Okay.
Je m'écoute pas, je vais venir te prendre moi-même. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Vas-y, va mettre ça dans ta chambre, c'est pas un jouet. Balloon. Meow. Je m'écoute pas, je vais venir te...
She's great. She's so
awesome. She's
18,000 live viewers. And by the way, this is going viral on Twitter. She's probably now getting like 20, 30,000.
This is a skill to do this, to talk to people this addictively in a way that makes them compulsively.
I'm going to ask my new French friends to link me up with Pinky Doll so we can... she's Quebecer? She's not French? Oh, no. She's Quebecois. Oh, no.
Well, you don't like Quebecois?
I mean, just...
Do they tell from the accent or do they know for sure?
Oh, God. I just, the Lion of Level is the only connection I have to Quebecers.
Quebecois.
Yeah.
Incredible.
There you go. Now you know. That's where the meme comes from.
Ice cream so good. Thank you, Lopez. Slay, huh?
Slay,
Oh, she does
ice
the
cream so
tongue thing,
good.
which is weird.
Ice cream so good. Yes, 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 yes.
Oh,
Ooh,
she missed
yes,
it.
yes, yes, yes,
She
yes,
missed
yes.
it.
Yes, yes, yes. Take you, Blake. Take you, Jace. Gang, gang. Take you, George. Take you, I don't know. Take you, Tate.
You're captivated. Don't even lie. It's like it's so captivating.
It is.
It's so captivating. I don't know what the fuck.
It's
I
a
mean,
little bit
she's
like
pretty.
home shopping or something. It's like the home shopping channel. Like there's something transfixing about it, you know?
Yeah.
But this is like just the lowest form of entertainment. It's like people
ice
who
cream so
watch
good.
it.
This is blowing the fuck up on
It's
Twitter
like
right
she's
now.
using meter to
Slay.
cancel
Yes,
the
yes, yes,
combos.
yes, yes, yes. Slay. Yes, 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 yes. Slay. Ice cream so good. Gang, gang. Ice cream so good.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah, so now I understand why the Blade Runner clip is funny because
Yeah.
it is funny.
Yeah, it's so good. It's Coco Melon for grown adults. I don't know what Coco Melon is.
It's a kids. Now I get to tell you, it's a kids like addictive YouTube for kids. It's like the most popular thing on YouTube is like Cocomelon.
Oh.
US people who is talking about me, share my things, put me in the blog. I'm like everywhere, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, whatever what you want, okay? You can Google it, like search for it, I'm here. But when you look for a Montreal person who have a blog or anything like this, nothing. They haven't said nothing. You know what I say?
Oh, she's saying I put on for my city, and no one in Montreal is like,
blogging about her.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's fucked up.
That's strange to
Ice cream's
demand
so
that people
good.
blog about you when there aren't blogs anymore. Let's be like,
Yeah.
why is no one making a mimeographed zine about me?
Well, it's just like she's very ESL, it seems.
Montreal people don't want to see Montreal people win. And that's on God, period. I see what I say. Don't come after me. Because one day you're going to see your rappers say yes, yes, yes. And now you're going to come for me? No, I don't want that love. Keep that same energy, period. Like that.
Oh, she's not wrong. Some rapper is absolutely... Some female drill rapper out of New York is 100% going to put yes, yes, yes in one of their songs. And it's going to go fucking viral on TikTok.
Amazing.
She's right.
She's right.
So right.
She's like, I'm inventing things.
Bye. I'm good. Montreal haters.
I like that even her like normal explanations still have a touch of the live stream style, like, you know, random pause.
I love her.
It's perfect.
Pinky Doll, I'm following. Pinky Doll, and Pinky Doll Real.
Yeah, Pinky Doll Real. Not Pinky Doll. Not to be mistaken.
Noise again. Quack, 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 quack. Yes, popcorn. Meow. Yes, popcorn. Ice cream so good. Meow. Gang, gang. Pop. Amazing. Hum, 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 hum. Fire, fire, fire. Ooh. Fire, fire, fire. Gang, gang. Yes, yes, yes. Hee-haw. Yes. You got me feeling like a cowgirl. What is the noise?
You got me feeling like a cowgirl. Do you think she's got a notebook where she comes up with these for the different gifts? She's like, what do I do?
I think it's natural. I think she's natty. She has a natty talent. She everlasting gubbing on my knob, but I won't stop her. Okay. All right. We've devolved into stupid shit now for Adam. You're embarrassing me in front of Adam. Chat. This stuff, not embarrassing. That, too far. Pinky Doll or Skibidi Toilet, you must choose. If I showed Adam Skibidi Toilet, he'd have an aneurysm before he left.
What is Skibidi Toilet? I got 5 minutes.
Oh my god.
Skibidi Toilet. We don't have to do it if it's something that if.
Oh my god. Okay.
Everyone's saying Skibidi
do you know
Toilet
the song Skibidi Dob 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 Yes 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 Yes? Have you ever heard that?
Wait, play it. It sounds vaguely familiar. This is great.
Okay.
This should be a show. Is You Show Me Memes?
So, this is, oh my god, when I look up Skibidi Dope song, only Skibidi Toilet shows up, by the way. It's like completely captured the algo. Skibidi Toilet song, 10 hours. Okay, so the original song is like by Little Big. They're like, I think they're Romanian or something. Oh, this isn't even that. Wait, what the fuck? No, this isn't the right song.
It's Little Big Skibbity.
No, it's not from Little Big. It's a different. No, this is a different song. This is not the original song. It's Bulgarian, I think. But anyway, this is the OG video. This popped up. This is a Turkish guy who just like fucking is the percussion master. This is all he used to do. Yasin Cengiz is his name. He like has a belly and he goes to different restaurants and he does this. So then the children saw this, or some fucking animator saw this on Gary's Mod, and decided to turn it into what is known as Skibidi Toilet. And I'm not going to show you the older ones. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's start with episode 1.
Okay.
And this has 71 million views. Like, people are fucking...
Oh, it's recent. Okay.
No, kids are insanely addicted to this.
Yes, my style is ridiculous.
So there's humans living on this planet, but then the skibbity dub toilets start taking over. There's a whole story. So look, watch.
The animation is so good on the head. Oh, that's so great.
They're sitting on toilets.
This is really good.
So then they start trying to fight back against the skibbity toilets. But they can't, because the skibbity toilets are too powerful.
There's a lot of them.
Oh. You're laughing, but this is going to be literally you're laughing, but this is going to be the future of content. This is all Netflix. David Zaslav's looking at this, is salivating.
Yeah.
This one is a banger.
So these are, each one has a new mix too.
Well, not every episode. It it basically turns into something completely different. This one has 200 million views here. Like this is now like a future here. Yeah. We are episode 24. That was like episode 7, so I accelerated the story a little bit. So then the camera guys are introduced and they start fighting back.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh. This is amazing. Who made this?
Some fucking random dude.
This random dude is a genius.
Yeah, he is like, I mean, here, I'll skip it even further. I want you to understand like the true madness of this.
Da Fuck Boom.
Yeah, this is episode 48. We watched this yesterday.
Da Fuck Boom has 18 million subscribers.
This is like what the battle has turned into now.
Increíble.
You might be wondering, wait, why is that camera guy attacking you, also a camera guy?
Yeah.
It's because they invented mind control. And then they invented reverse mind control. The camera guys did, and then the camera guys invented like a television beam that like also completely renders the skibbity toilets neutral and neutralizes them. So then that's the reason why the skibbity toilets on this one are wearing glasses.
Incredible. I gotta go watch all this. This is the best thing I've ever seen on the internet. Thank you so much, chat, for making him show me this. I'm so happy.
Okay.
I got to split.
Sound sarcastic. But
No, I'm
thank you
not
so
being
much.
sarcastic. I fucking love it.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much for coming.
Thanks for having me, folks. Donate
Yeah.
to the Entertainment Community Fund and go to adamconover.net if you want to come see me on
I wanted
tour.
to ruin you back a little bit. You know, you come in here and you ruin everything, and I wanted to fucking ruin you a little bit.
You did a great job by showing me skipping
Yeah.
the toilet.
Yeah.
Come out to the picket line sometime. It's gonna be.
I might do it tomorrow.
Yeah. Text
I'm
me if you
planning
do.
on potentially doing it tomorrow, and I'll text you if I do.
Later, folks.
All right.